Yes, welcome to the biggest game of the week. It is, of course, Stockport County, which is blue, Lubo's colours for blue versus Leyton Orient. And, of course, this is the second leg of the playoff semi-finals. 2-2 in the first leg. Lubo, Jamie Donley, Keeley. Big games for the young lads that could keep their seasons alive. Otherwise, their seasons end tonight. How are you doing?
Massive game. Good evening, everybody. Come on, you O's.
Come on, you O's.
Big game. I never wear red, by the way. I never, ever wear red, ever.
Even for Leyton Orient?
Not even for Leyton Orient.
Well, there we go. There we go. There we go. Big up to each and every one of you. I'm sure there's going to be people watching on FHTV Plus. There's going to be people watching on FHTV. Welcome to all of you, whichever channel you are watching it on. So big up to you all. Listen, let's look at the teams first and foremost. 11 minutes to go. By the way, a great stat for anyone that follows League One, that Charlie Kelman is the top goal scorer in the country across every league in 2025 with 18. And he is first, and Alexander Isak is second. He's on loan from QPR, right?
Yeah, I think, why not loan them to Spurs for Bilbao next week?
What, Charlie Kelman?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelman up top. We'll get Solanke in the number 10.
No, Donley in the 10. Get Donley in the 10.
Get him in.
You're salty. You're salty.
Stewie's just walked in the room. Get Stewie in the 10. Donley can play number 8 and Archie Gray number 6 in Bilbao. We're going for it. Should be a good game, but Stockport strong. Stockport are strong, but Leyton Orient 4 away wins on the bounce, Lubo. You can tell we're not talking about Tottenham, can't you? We're talking about 4 wins on the bounce.
We haven't had that since last season, have we? Early on.
I can't remember the last time we won a game, let alone Southampton, was it? Anyway, this isn't about Tottenham. Should we have a look at the teams, Lubo?
Sure.
The teams are Stockport, who will be playing in a 3-1-4-2 formation. I like it. Have gone with Hills, Horsefowl and Pye at the back. Norwood will be sitting in the hole with Fevrier, Collar, Moxon and Touré in midfield, and then Wootton and Olathe up front. Now, the Leyton Orient team, Keeley in goal, the Spurs youth player. By the way, They're playing a 3-4-2-1, apparently.
Correct.
Edmonds Green,
right.
Beckles and Curry. The midfield 4 will be O'Neill, Clare, Brown and Galbraith, with Agaye, Jamie Donnelly, and then the top goal scorer in the country this year, which is Charlie Kelman, who's got 23 this isn't bad, he's got 23 league goals. He's got 3 goals, 4 goals in the cup, so he's got 27 in total. That's not bad at any level of football, is it, Lubo?
That's superb. No, listen, I hope Orient keep him for next season. You know,
me too. Why not? QPR, you can't have him back. 2-2 though. They're going away to Stockport, who are a good team. Stockport are the favourites, would you say?
Definitely. Home advantage, I think, will probably prevail tonight. They're a strong team. They've won, is it 9 out of the last 10, I think, at home? Something ridiculous.
Let's have a look. Stockport haven't lost a game since March, which was Wrexham. Hang on, here we go. Have a look at this. So they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They're 15 unbeaten. Sorry, the one defeat in 15, which was Wrexham. So a tough team. Let's look at their last few home results. Beat Lincoln 3-2, beat Stockport 2-1, Huddersfield 2-1, Rotherham 3-1, Stevenage 3-0, Burton 2-1. They've won their last 7 on the bounce. So tough game for Donnelly and Keeley.
Very tough. I think the hope for Orient is that they didn't play well Saturday.
Yeah.
And they came away with a draw against a strong team who for me were the better side Saturday. So listen, whoever raises their game tonight, it's all on the game, isn't it? It's one match. And as we know, home advantage sometimes doesn't count, more often than not it does, but not every time. And let's hope Orient can get through, because I want them to give Charlton a big smack on the backside.
Not my Charlton. Not my Charlton. My Charlton, by the way, who wear red.
But you're Millwall. I thought you were Millwall.
Millwall. Yeah. I mean, location-wise, yeah. But you ever been to Charlton's training ground?
No.
It's modest would be the nicest way to put it. So there's a great big park called Avery Hill Park, which is right next door to, Haz, who's got the calf. He's got it right next door. As you walk around the park, it's like a mile and a half around the park. The back end of the park, as you walk along the back, all you can see is the training ground. So you can see the youth pitches, the AstroTurf. You can see, whoever that is. Come on. Let's have some decorum in the Lubo household, please. But it's very quite underwhelming for a club the size of Charlton. But hey, Lubo, I'm looking forward to this. I like any football. I think it's important to like all football, not just Premier League.
That's why I've got two teams. I can't be arsed. Some of the guys in the groups have got a team for every country virtually, but I can't. That's too much.
Like when people rock up and go, Barca are my Spanish team, and PSG are my French team, and Bayern Munich are my German team. And you're like, hang on, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Donnelly. Listen, Donley, Leyton Orient's Player of the Year, if I'm not wrong. Jamie Donnelly.
Yeah.
It's games like tonight that's going to have to set him up for his career. It will do him no harm at all. Put in a great performance, run the show, and
he was marked out Saturday, wasn't he? They had a guy that just followed him round everywhere.
Yeah,
and he's got to learn to lose his marker if he's going to make a difference.
I love this. Lubo dressed up for the Orient. Love it. He's got. Lubo thinks that me and him are in the players' lounge having a meal again, like we were at the Orient. Not quite. Just a bag of Maltesers tonight. And if you don't fancy that, Lubo, I can offer you some puppy and junior treats, oven baked, meaty bites.
Where are the Haribos tonight?
I know. Do you know what? I miss Haribos. I need to get some more. By the way, there's 100 inside. I genuinely didn't think that many people were going to want to watch Stockport Orient, but here we are. Lubo, it would be great, wouldn't it, to see Keeley and Donley get promoted with Orient? It would, as much as I laugh and joke about Charlton, it really would be good for them. If they go up, do you want to see Donley and Keeley there again next year in the Championship, just to continue that journey?
I think it'd be good for Keeley, but I think Donley, from what I hear, wants to get back to Spurs. And
so
I think,
Premier League ready.
Will he be ready? We'll see. Let's see in pre-season. New manager, new coaching system. Be interesting to see. We need another 10 with very short 10s, as we found out in the last couple of weeks. So for me, it's a shame Donnelly's not at the club, because I think he would have had a fair chance of playing next week. But we know he's going to go with Sarr instead of Kulu. But no, for me, this is massive for Donnelly as well. It's big games. It's big games like this that are actually key. When you're building developments. Let's see. The players are on the way out onto the pitch. We're nearly at kickoff time.
I like it. It's almost like we're seeing, we're seeing different formations here. Like at the moment, Stockport, they're showing us like a 3-4-1-2 or a 3-1-4-2, whichever way you want to look at it. I like it. Managers at lower levels trying different things. I like it.
Listen, that's great. I'm looking at the system here, 3-5-2. Fevrier, they were getting the ball to Saturday at every opportunity to take on the fullback. And I think, what's in that? I'm trying to think of the guy's name who played left-sided centre-back for Orient. Did really well. was a
Was
real,
it Edmonds Green?
Edmonds Green. No, he played on the right. Happy was Beckles was in the middle, and the left was Brandon Cooper. And it was
Sky have just shown it as a back four. I'm not sure I believe that. I'm not sure I believe that Orient are going to. We'll see. We'll see in a minute. We're on scout duty. Let's see if we can scout somebody. Let's see if we can scout somebody that's better than Phil Coy's favourite player, Matisse Tell. Don't worry, Phil. You can see what a proper winger looks like tonight rather than Tell. Let's see if any of these are better than him. Big up to everyone in the chat. I've kind of ignored you so far. Sorry. Hello. How are we all? Hope you're well. And enjoy the game. This is on FHTV Plus, Alfie Hall. This is on FHTV Plus and FHTV. This is on both channels. Just trialing. I've never done a dual stream, so I thought, why not give it a go? Mark Taylor, why aren't you there, Lubo? Why are you not there? You did try, didn't you?
I did try. Orient only got 1,088 tickets, and they have a regular following of 1,500 plus to away games. So there are, quite a few of those that go every week that didn't get. So unfortunately not. I would have liked to have been at Stockport. It would have been a new ground for me. But there you go. I'm here with you on the stream. What could be better? Just thinking, this time next Wednesday, eh? This time next Wednesday.
Well, this time next Wednesday, Spurs and all their creative players will be kicking off against Man United. But by the way, that's a cool fact there. Dave Challoner, the Stockport manager, this is his 11th playoff campaign. That's quite good as a manager, isn't it? Shows that he's got some. Hang on, the game hasn't started. I'm just checking the timer works. Thank you. So 1 second hasn't gone. Stanley, you behave yourself. You behave yourself. You, Mummy's taking you for a walk. You taking them out? Oh, you're going for a walkies. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting going for walkies. Right, the game's about to kick off. I'm about to start the timer. Lee Hendry is the co-commentator. And we are off and underway. There we go. Leyton Orient away at Stockport.
You're a few seconds ahead of me because they're just about to kick off.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
And I'm on Sky Sport. What Sky channel are you on? 40?
I'm on 401.
Yeah, me too.
That's 401. And
I
find it so weird how people can watch the same thing and be at different times. But I'm guessing this is going to start like a house on fire. I can't imagine that either team are going to be conservative here. I think this is, look at already, it is blood and fun already. Look, they are.
It's 100 miles an hour, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, but without away goals, I like that. It means you have to be, right? No away goals is a great rule for me. I love a no away goals rule.
They are playing three at the back.
Who, Orient?
Yeah, it looks like it. Go on, keep going.
Go on. Here's Donley. Oh, just overcooked that tiny bit.
Didn't read it, did he? There we go.
Are you what minute are you on?
I'm a few seconds behind you, literally about 10, 15 seconds behind.
Okay, I'm on 125.
Just taking a throw in.
So you're on the same as me?
He's had to stop.
Lubo, you're the same as me, 134.
138, 139. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay.
We're the same. I like everyone in the chat. How do you lot feel about that? The scrapping of the away goal rule. I like it because I think it means teams can't score away and then come and sit. Do you know what I mean? I like it. I think it's good. It means teams have to go for it. Nice play. Oh, unlucky. Free kick. So free kick to Orient. This should be good, I'm looking forward to this. Ellie, well done. Hello, Ellie.
Ellie in the chat. Ellie watching tonight?
Oh, Phil in your shit ban. Oh, Phil.
Watch Phil written. Go on. 1-0.
Finish it. That's the goal. It's in. In. They're 1-0 up. Leyton Orient are 1-0 up after 2.5 minutes.
Good
goal. Whoops. Good finish. And you know what I love? There is no VAR. I love it. There's no VAR.
I know. There we go.
Wow.
What a start. What a start.
Great start from Orient. Great start from Leyton Orient.
Yeah.
Richie Wellens, absolutely no emotion at all. He's been there, seen it and done it.
Who's
So
taking the free kick?
it was a free kick. Oh, I'll tell you what. No, but he was well onside.
He was. He ran on, didn't he?
Yeah, that's a great goal. They're showing Donley's foot, but Donley's running away from the ball. That's a great goal. Who was that? Was that O'Neill?
Yeah. 21.
Yeah, I remember him when we went to watch. Yeah, quite slight, but a good footballer.
He came on as sub, didn't he, on Saturday? It was interesting because the two fullbacks, and I think it was and O'Neill came on, and they changed the dynamic of the game. The last 15, 20 minutes, I thought Orient did a lot better, and he was one of the reasons. They'll come flying back now. You watch.
Yeah, he's a tiny
Here's a
player.
shot.
I'll tell you.
What?
Hang on.
Straight
good.
into Keeley.
I think you might be a second in front of me, you know.
I'm 3:59.
Yeah, I'm 3:58. You're 1 second in front of me.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Go back to being 10 seconds behind me.
Reboot your telly, and you'll probably come level with me. That's all I did was change it.
That's all right. We're good. We're good. We're all
we go.
good.
Go on. Go out.
They started well in Orient.
Very well.
I like this boy. Is it a Gay?
Yeah. He had a poor game on Saturday.
Yeah, he did on Saturday. The game before I watched, I thought he was very good.
He did all right, didn't he?
Bless me. Stockport haven't really been allowed to play so far. Orient have done really well.
Good start. Great free kick, that one. Lovely ball in.
Is that Colwitton up front? He's been around the block, him, hasn't he?
He has, hasn't he? What a ball that is, really.
Hang on, put the ball in the channel.
Corner. That's a really cool clearance.
I'll tell you what. Ellie said, my hubby... Sorry, Stanley's going for a walk, so you might hear a bit of a bark, and then the door will shut and all will be restored. Don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that?
No.
Oh, good.
Can't you, O's?
So, Orient with a chance here to double their lead inside 6 minutes. That would be a turn up, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Go on.
Corner kick, still not being taken. The referee's having a little word. I love that. I love it when the refs have a word.
This was going on for every corner on Saturday. Every single one.
Here you go. Brown and whoever that is, the number 21, are having a right old tussle. Can Orient double their lead? Corner comes in. Just gone over everyone. Keep that in.
Oof.
Go on.
It's
an up and under.
Go on, Jamie.
Go on. It's Donley. Good ball in. Oh, headed away.
He's taking them out.
And then a foul. But I'll tell you what, you can't ask for a better start away from home, can you? 1 up in 3 minutes.
Yeah. They heard me when I said, come on, we got to beat Charlton in the final.
Well, Charlton have still got to take Wickham back to the Valley. But,
tomorrow night, I think.
Yeah, it was 0-0, wasn't it, the first leg?
Yeah, 0-0.
Yeah, Frimpong to Liverpool is close, is it? Let's have a look and see what Romano's saying. We know what Ornstein's been saying today. All these big clubs are already making moves, aren't they? They're all making moves.
1-0.
Here you go. Understand talks between Liverpool and Frimpong camp over personal terms have advanced again today. Player is keen on the move, and Liverpool are progressing on salary, length of contract, every detail.
Go on, keep going.
Dad?
Yeah?
Why are there 3 sausages left?
There should be 5.
There's 3.
Oh dear. Mum's taking an extra couple.
Who are they for?
You. Sorry, those three?
Yeah.
This is great.
I don't know.
There's three in there. Who are they for?
I don't know. Check with your mother.
Lubo, have you eaten someone else's sausages?
Sorry?
Have you eaten too many sausages?
No, I haven't.
You bloody have, haven't you? You've eaten your kids'
There's
sausages.
3 sausages left. I've got a feeling your mother only took 2 out of the 5.
Lubo's had them all.
Lubo's had them all. I don't doubt it. Hang on. Oh, I tell you what. Good ball in from Stockport. The ball was headed back across to Wootton, and he just couldn't quite get him. There you go. A good ball to Alefi, and then Wootton just couldn't quite get there. So that's the best moment of the game for Stockport. I love this. I love the old big man. Actually, they're both quite big. 2 centre forwards. There's always one. Shelley, she wants Stockport. Go on, Shelley. She wants Stockport. Gus, he wants the mighty O's. By the way, if you haven't liked the show, come on, let's smash that button, shall we? Let's smash that button. It doesn't cost anything.
One here. Shame. Here we go. Back again.
Here's Donley.
All Orient, isn't it? It's pretty much all Orient.
They're the better team for sure. They're the better team. Good ball. Nice. That's good play from Donley, that. Still going. Oh, a bit too much on that, but he's still got it.
Go on, Jamie. Oh, okay.
Tell you what, lovely skill by Donley there in the first instance. Really nice skill, that. Good footwork.
I must say, when he's on the ball, he's very composed. And, it's nice because it's so rushed in this league.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. You must have found that when you went to Bromley.
Oh, gosh. Oh, there was one guy. There was one. Hang on. I'll do it off this corner. I'll tell you. Long throw. That's a really good long throw into the box. It's flicked on. Oh, that keeper is huge, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
That is it just me or is he massive?
He's a big boy.
Yeah, his head's almost touching the crossbar. I used to watch Bromley. I went to watch Bromley Grimsby, and there was one bloke for Grimsby. He was tiny, but he stood out like a sore thumb because he was the only one on the pitch that put his foot on the ball, looked up, and you just knew he was the player. And then when I looked who it was, he played higher up the league and come through a really good academy. You could tell instantly.
Yeah. And that was fitting in after Tottenham with Villa, Charlton, Millwall, and now Bromley.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, I tell you what, Bromley have had a great year, by the way. Bromley had a really good year considering they just went up. And they're trying to sign the top goal scorer from Solihull Moors. Mm-hmm. My friend's company is the match day sponsor. They do the man of the match sponsor. Anyway, back here, Leyton Orient, 13-1 in terms of successful passes in the final third. Barnet? Why would my team be Barnet? Bloody Barnet? No, not Barnet.
They've come up, haven't they? They got promoted.
Yeah, they came up. Dangerous free kick, whipped in by O'Neill, and that goalkeeper is massive. Oh, what's he done? Wow. Hang on, the ball's pumped forward. And the ref stopped the game. I think it's Sean Clare down, maybe there.
Yeah.
No, Mark. Bromley, not Barnet. Bromley, just down the road from me. Why must we be bored? Tottenham Goat, why must we be bored? What's wrong with you? Get some culture. Can't only ever watch Premier League football, mate. Otherwise, you don't know any footballers.
It's all about grassroots, isn't it?
Grassroots.
Go down the leagues. And how good is it not to have VAR? Just brilliant.
Oh. When that ball went in, I thought it's a goal. Like there's no.
That's right. Superb start.
I love this. We can always relate everything back to Spurs. Look, Barnet beat Tamworth, who Spurs couldn't beat in 90 minutes.
Isn't it funny, actually? we did better against Bodo Glimt than we did against Tamworth.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about that?
Oh.
And that's the Bodo Glimt that put Lazio out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Stockport have not got going here, have they?
No.
They've not got going. I mean, Orient have really done well here.
They're giving the ball away, Stockport, like Spurs do.
Yeah, yeah. The Spurs playing in blue.
Could be.
AV Spurs said, I prefer League One Championship football anyway. Premier League is boring. I do find that, at least in these leagues, I don't know, I feel like everyone in the Premier League, it's slow, it's methodical, it's a bit boring, but I like grassroots, man. I think you've got to enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get down and see Orient once or twice a season, and it's good fun. It's great. It's copped a kick in the head, isn't he? Ooh. Caught the side of his boot.
I'm not sure how much contact, but yeah, I don't think he meant to, did he? To be fair to him.
Listen, if you stick your head in there, then you're going to get hurt, aren't you?
What day is the playoff final is the same day as Spurs Brighton, right?
It's Orient Charlton, hopefully.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, because Charlton are a funny team. They don't play too much football, if you know what I mean. But Nathan Jones has got them very hard to beat, and they've got Matt Godden up front, who's been there, seen it, and done it. And to be fair to them, in the summer they lost Alfie May.
Yes. Yeah. Funny, I was over there for the match with Orient last season. It was first game of the season, and Alfie May scored in the last few minutes to win the game 1-0 for Charlton. That's a nice ball.
Only 45 likes, people. Only 45 likes. Let's sort that out. There's over 140 of you in here. I didn't think there would be that many for a League One game, but fair play to each and every one of you. Stevie Boy said, love the lower league. Saw Dagenham get relegated at Solihull Moors. Yeah, Solihull Moors are a decent team. Go on the Solihull. Yeah, Bromley are after the Solihull Moors striker. I know that much. But their striker, Bromley, just got player of the year, didn't he? Michael Cheek.
Yeah, he did. So this is where the O's fall down. There were too many long balls.
Yeah, a lot of long balls into Kelman and Agaye.
And they're overhit as well, and that's the problem.
Well, what you can see is Stockport have got three massive blokes at centre half. They're all big guys.
Oh, come on.
But to be fair, hang on. Stockport are in it. They've got round the back, cross in, blocked, and then cleared by Brown. I think that's Brown in midfield. Cleared by Brown. I'll tell you what, they're much better than the second half when we went to see them play against Stevenage.
Didn't have a shot on target the whole second half.
Yeah.
Jordan Brown coming back tonight is a massive plus for the O's. Real plus.
Big up to you, Derek. The Tottenham goat wants to know, Savva, how do you feel you would do as the job as Tottenham manager? And they're in, he's in a bar and cleared. That's as close as Stockport have come. Header from the big number. Is that Horsefowl? Yeah, a header from Horsefowl.
Keeley had it covered.
Oh, I don't know, Lubo. I don't know. He's beaten the keeper there. Oh. Tell you what, Stockport, that's as close as they've come in this first 17 minutes. Wood Gray getting this Orient team. Love it. And it's a free kick to take the pressure off Orient there. That's as close as Stockport have come. Corner kick, flown in, header from Horsefowl, hits the upright and bounced to safety. Orient have more chance of lifting a trophy. Well, hang on. We are only 90 minutes away from lifting a European trophy. Who's he sitting next to, Richie Wellens? Do you know?
Martin Lee. That's who came up when we had the dinner there. Yeah.
I didn't. God, I honestly, I remember watching him play. I remember watching Martin Ling play. Hang on, they're in here, Stockport. Good block.
No.
Good block.
Go on. Oh.
There's Kelman, but the keeper, that honestly, that keeper's a mountain.
He is, isn't he?
I love a 50-50. Hang on, Stockport working the ball down the right-hand side. It's a fiery affair. And there's a foul by Jamie Donnelly.
Oh, he's got a yellow card.
And he's got the yellow. Jamie Donnelly. He might have a stinker and hooked, Lubo, like Perchie said.
You can't book Spurs players. Come on, ref.
Let's have a look if it was. Yeah, it was.
He won the ball, didn't he?
No.
He won the ball.
No. So Jamie Donnelly in the book after 18 minutes. If he gets sent off, you know Perchie's going to be all over this.
Yeah. He's the last player you'd expect to get booked, isn't he? What a great cross.
There's a good cross, back post, headed back across, but it's gone high and over.
Yeah.
And Orient.
No problem.
I'll tell you what, is it just me or Stockport a really big team?
Massive team.
They look huge, all apart from Norwood. And
Yeah.
he's been about, hasn't he, Norwood?
Yeah, Ollie Norwood. He was with Sheffield United, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah. Hang on. Who's
Well up. Keep winning. Okay. They come back into it, Stockport, haven't they? They've got to sit back and get through this period, Orient. Come on. That's it. Come on, they've got to get first to these passes. That's right. So that's typical of the standard of this league. They're happy. Well, that was a poor tackle. That was. So that's for me. That's a yellow.
I think he's.
So that's
Has he
wrong.
not booked him?
He's not booked him, and that's twice as bad as Donley's tackle. Oh, the refs! Look at this. Oh, that was high. That was very high. He's taken him shin high there. Was all six studs showing. That's disgusting. Look at that. Ref's a homer.
Yeah, that should have been it. For me, that's a yellow card.
Ooh. That is a naughty challenge. Not even booked him. That's a poor. What poor refereeing that is.
So I was just speaking to someone about a presenting gig.
Finish the sausages?
No.
Yeah, sausages are finished.
He's changed the formation, he's seen what and identified where we can cause Stockport problems, and that's what we see towards the end of that first leg. So he's come here on the back four. obviously it's working in these early stages. It's pretty frantic. They've been good in possession
So, Stockport, have you got the sound on of this game?
the right way.
Very low. Why?
Yeah, it will demonetize me, just so you know. Sorry, it will.
Okay. All right. Turn it
will-
off. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, mate. It will demonetize. No, sorry for anyone. I was just messaging somebody from 442 about a presenting gig. So, no, sorry. I'm just doing some networking. Always networking. But a great first quarter of the game here from Orient. I think other than that header against the bar, I think
It's been good,
they've been the better team.
Yeah. Oh, that's poor
That's
from
me.
Keeley.
And Phil P, take your boots, man. Take your boots. Take your boots. Tell him you play in the number 10. Yeah, 4-4-2. Yeah.
See you over there, Phil. God, neither keeper's hitting accurate passes. Come on, get Claire back on. Getting back on, that's it. There we go, straight out. Come on.
God, have you seen this? Real Madrid tonight. It's done. Houston from Bournemouth is a Real Madrid player.
The knock-on effect from that is, I reckon, Gahey will go to Liverpool.
I agree. So Romano said this. Bournemouth have approved Real Madrid conditions for the Houston deal with 50 million release clause to be paid by the end of 2026. Deal done club to club. Final green light needed to proceed and seal the deal with players camp, as Houston always go priority to Madrid. Fair play to the lad. And somebody just messaged me and said, this is the difference. Big clubs get deals done very quickly. Don't they? Big clubs don't mess about. Bish, bash, bosh, done. So what a good signing for Real Madrid that is. I think he's a really good centre-back. This is why I don't think Romero will go there.
No, I think Romero is bound for Simeone.
I agree. I don't think he's Real Madrid bound. I can't imagine they'll get Houston and him when they've already got Asensio. Oh, it's a foul. Yep, foul.
That should be a yellow as well.
Good ball down the line. Was that Beckles?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, everyone in the chat, what do you make of that? Houston, I think it's Houston. I think it's pronounced like that. Yeah. Dean Houston, Real Madrid, 50 million. And this is why a few weeks ago, do you remember in my chat, you had people like Matt and Reezy going, there's no reason why we can't sign Houston. There's a massive reason why we can't sign players like Houston. Because Real Madrid come in for him.
You know, we don't need to buy another centre-back at the moment. If Romero goes and we get into Europe, maybe we'll need to replace. Here we go, free kick with Donley. Go on, Jamie. No.
Yeah, Leyton Orient, they've kind of stopped being an attacking threat, but I'm guessing at the moment they don't really need to.
They're not as fluent as they were 15, 16 minutes, were they?
No, but you'd expect that. I mean, you would expect Stockport to worm their way into the game. Hang on, that's a good ball. Oh, saw what he tried to do. He just didn't quite get it right. Hang on, I need to email this bloke. I need paper to write on, so I'm going to write in the back of my in the back of my Ange Postecoglou Revolution book. that I have not read. Do you know the last thing I wrote in here? Look, the last thing this is my Ange Postecoglou book, was recommendations for box sets to watch. I've not even read it. I've got no interest in reading why this man is a revolution. Stockport in a good position. Ball across.
It's meant to be a good book.
I've got zero interest, mate. I've got zero interest. Sorry, I'm just got a job opportunity come up, so I'm just gonna. Right.
You haven't missed much. One out, Keeley. Nice.
I'm going to leave you to. I've just got to write an email while I'm here, but I just need you to do the commentary or whatever you're doing. I've got to get this out because this is how life works.
Orient throw.
By the way, if anyone cares, my Experian report came through today, and I'm back up to 999. So for anyone that cares about that sort of stuff, well done me.
And what's that out of 100,000?
No, I have 999.
Careful. That will do. Right, win it. That's it. Win. Well done, Donley. Oh, he's pulled it back. He's lucky he didn't get a second yellow there.
Yeah, there's been a few Stockport tackles that have deserved yellows that are not getting them.
He could have got reds. Keep going. Come on. They've weathered the storm. Now they need to come back. Go and get a second. Nice ball in. Oh, sugar.
Cleared. I think the game's there for the take. Stockport looked worse tonight than they did the other day.
Hello, this is dangerous. Look at this. Well played.
Oh,
well played.
yeah,
There you
well
go.
covered. Well covered. They look organised. They look more organised at the back than we do.
He was playing three at the back today, as
Touch.
against two. As against two. Oh, unlucky.
Good idea.
Donley again. He's involved a lot more today than he was on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought he had a poor game.
He wasn't good. Come on, Jay. Oh, come on. Poor touch. Good ball. Nice. Just too wide. That'll do.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to send this email. I'm not being rude. Sorry for anyone in the chat. I'm not being rude. I just got to get this out. Yeah, I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be a very close, very tight game.
Yeah. He's not the quickest at centre forward, is he?
No, he's not, but he's good in front of goal. And that, for me, makes up for it. As long as you can finish.
Get through this, see this through to half time. Oh, another corner. This is where they're most dangerous. Oh, what a miss. What a miss. Oh, should have buried that. Look at this. Header in across the box. 6 yards out.
Yeah, got to do better than that. Got to do better than that.
Not even on target. Horsfell again, wasn't it? Who won the header? He's the big danger. Well, that's it.
Right, let's get my YouTube link.
Here we go again, another corner.
I just get the feeling that Stockport are starting to up the ante a little bit.
Keeley going Orient. I mean, Keeley's not made a save yet. One save that was straight at him. Another header, well wide. Same guy again. He's winning every ball. They've got to find a way of beating this, of stopping this guy. He'll pick that up, Wellings. Someone's got to be there blocking the run.
Right, did that so? Yeah, so perfect. Right, sorry everyone, I had to get that out. Is sometimes there's when an opportunity comes your way, you've got to jump on it, right?
Absolutely. Tonight, Stockport Orient, tomorrow the world.
There you go.
Well, there, guy. Go on. Got to do better than that. Win it. Oof.
Right, let's send this. Thanks, Chris. Right, what are we on Stockport? Invite guys. There we go. Sorry. Tell you what, I've been on East Shimyard.
Bell throw.
Anyway, so back here. Apologies, people. I'm applying to be Angie's assistant. No, I wasn't. It was a job opportunity that a friend of who knows somebody at 442 has said they're looking for a YouTube presenter for the summer for some transfer programs. So you gotta strike while the iron's hot, right? You might not get it, but if you don't throw your hat in the ring, Lubo, you don't get anything, do you?
Well, you could be the Jim White at 442, couldn't you?
Could be.
Good free kick. Now's the time to get a second. 5 minutes before half time. Come on.
Hello, Chris. Come to join the League One party, have we?
Evening. Well, why not? I was supposed to be going for a jog and I can't be bothered, so I thought this was a better option.
Well, you know it's bad when Lubo and I are a better option, then you know it's definitely going to be something that involves running or sweating or something. I haven't got time for any of that. Yeah, apologies for everyone. That was very rude of me during the show, but my mate was like, get on it now, message the guy, do the thing. So I've had to just get it over. Anyway, good half for Orient so far.
Well.
Good ball. Good half.
To be honest, Savva, I was listening to Lubo's refereeing expertise and I thought, I'll have to jump on here.
I love referees.
I'm sure. It was my job, Lubo, for a few years. I was a full-time referee coach, but not anymore, sadly. But if you want to know the laws as they were about 15 years ago.
Yeah! Oh, no, hit the ball.
It's off the... Lubo celebrated a bit too early.
Oh, it was in. Oh, bounced on the line. You should have buried that. Should have put that Kelman, shouldn't he? Look at that. Oh, nearly. So that's one each off the woodwork now.
The best I can get is about 30 seconds behind you guys. So
No, he hit the bar, it bounced on the line.
Oh,
Let's be fair, you'll know if there's a goal.
yeah.
Very close. That had been Solanke. Oh,
That had been Solanke.
I knew I'd get a reaction.
It wouldn't have been a goal, would it? All 8 goals this season in the Premier League. Well done, Big Dom. Next year we'll be playing 2 up top. It'll be him and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, won't it? In a 2-man forward line.
Brilliant.
Big up to everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. Let us know, what have you made of Donley? What have you made of Keeley? What have you made of Leyton Orient and Stockport in general? Chris, what have you made of Houston to Real Madrid? That's not a bad move, is it, from Bournemouth to Real Madrid?
No, look, he's done well, isn't he? But I think there's risk there, right? He's had one good season. He's done well. He's more of an investment for a future for them, I guess. But in a sense, as a Spurs fan, an irrelevance for me, because I didn't for 1 second let myself think that we would ever be anywhere close to signing someone like him, right? So
No.
He was going to move somewhere to a better club than us, and it's them. So, as expected.
The thing is, as soon as you see, like, I know everyone calls me negative, right? As soon as I see Liverpool want someone, Arsenal do, Madrid do, I just go, well, we're done. And I know people go, just put down the money, but it don't work like that. It genuinely doesn't work like that. Real Madrid come calling, play. Who turns down Real Madrid? There's the question.
Well, we have to be to get a decent up and coming player. Realistically, with where we are, we have to kind of be a step up from their current club, and probably the only option, right? Because you're going to join a Villa or a Newcastle over us right now. If everything else is equal, I think, like money wise, I think why would you come to Spurs right now? I don't know. Sadly,
yeah. No, unfortunately, you're correct. And when you look at how we have got most of our players, let's be fair. Let's have a look at the best players we've had in the last 10, 15 years. Right? Modric. Yeah.
So my son just said, "Why?" Chris said, "Why would you come to Tottenham?" And what did you say, Johnny?
Stupid question. To play under Ange Postecoglou.
There you go.
Gosh.
I mean, we can only hope if you want to play under Ange Postecoglou next season that you definitely won't be coming to Tottenham, right? Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Absolutely. I think. Look, if we look at the best players we've had in the last 15, 20 years, you look if you look at start with Carrick, picked up Carrick from West Ham. Right, who are below us. Bale picked him up from Southampton, below us. Defoe picked him up from Madrid. Kane through the academy. You look at Moussa Dembele, picked him up from Fulham, who are below us. Modric, Berbatov, like all of these players, we haven't signed one of them from what maybe someone in the chat will tell me I'm wrong. We haven't signed anyone other than Rafael van der Vaart, which was an opportunistic moment on transfer deadline day. We haven't gone to a club anywhere big and gone, do you know what? We like him. Because we haven't got that power.
The last big club we bought a player from was buying back Robbie Keane from Liverpool.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure in a way you can count that. I mean, you could go, if you just look at the big clubs, right? We signed Emerson Royal from Barcelona, but all of those players...
Hang on, don't... Chris.
You've turned into Barry. Oh, God.
No.
He's turned into Barry.
He has, hasn't he?
Oh, God.
Oh, no, I'm not defending him, but I'm saying there's a reason why all of these players left, right? Royal, Van der Vaart, Robbie Keane at Liverpool, they'd all fallen out of favour. They wanted to leave. So that's the only way we find players from those.
It makes sense. Let's be fair. We're not going to we haven't got the pull to go to one of these clubs and take one of their first team players. I know our fans just say offer more money. They're at a big club. You know what I mean? Like, let's use somebody. Let's use somebody who's a good player but not amazing at a bigger club. Let's have a look at Harvey Elliott. Right, that might be the type of player you can sign who isn't. He's getting games at Liverpool, but isn't a first team regular. We might get, but we're never going to go. Hey. You see Soboslai, you see Canate, you see Gravenberch. They're not going to join Tottenham from there because they're first team players at a bigger club, right? And
lovely ball from Donley there. Opens up the play.
I talk about food chains in football, and I know the fan base get really annoyed at me, Chris, but it's just how it works. It's just the world. We're not that team.
Yeah, it's common sense. I mean, we should be able to go.
Go on! Look at this.
Hang on. What you got?
Good run.
Good run. Good hair as well.
And what you talk about there, Sav, about the pecking order, etc., and how far down we are, and that is 24 years under ENIC.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was gonna.
We did get higher though, and I'm no ENIC defender, but we did get higher. Like the game I always think back to was I remember when we beat Liverpool 4-1 at Wembley, and just the feeling then at the time was they were just sort of they just hit the bottom of their V, shall we say, with Klopp, and they were just on the way back up maybe. But at that moment in time, yeah, we were probably slightly more attractive than them, but what's happened since then? I mean, we're a million miles off. We should be able to go to a Fulham or a Palace, but even then now, if anyone else comes in to rival us, why would, I don't know, Anthony Robinson or somebody, why would he want to join us? If a Newcastle came in or a Villa came in, I don't know why.
Listen, I've said this for ages. Listen, you're right. Let's say Anthony Robinson at Fulham. If we're the only team that go in, he will leave Fulham to come to Tottenham, right?
Yeah.
That's the pecking order. If we go in for him, so do Newcastle, so do Chelsea. Now we're not suddenly as attractive, and that's the way it is. That is the way it is. Unfortunately, I'm not saying it's right.
That can change in 12 months, though, Sam.
I don't think in 12 months it can change. I think it can change over a number of years. I think it can change if you're... listen, when we had Pochettino and we had those years of finishing second, third, fourth, those times, I reckon we could have gone to those players and gone, boom, look what we're doing. Right now, I don't think we could off of 1 year. That's only my opinion. I just don't think we could.
I think it does change quickly. If we have a season next season, I still think that it's not beyond the realms of possibility. It's towards the top end of what we could achieve. But it's possible we could get in the top 4 next year. Like if we do if Forest can get close to it this year, we've got a decent squad. I think we could do it with a couple of additions and a decent manager. And then how Tottenham look to a player is completely different to what it currently looks like. We are going one way, right? So why, if the future looks rosy, maybe you want to be a part of it, but the future doesn't look rosy, right?
Frustrating thing, Chris, frustrating thing this season, Arsenal was second. When was the last time with 2 games to go, the club that was second had 68 points?
Oh, yeah. But this is why, Lubo, when people are telling me, like me predicting Spurs to be 7th, 6th, 5th was out of this world and absolutely ridiculous. 5th, 6th, and 7th are on 63 points. I'm not going. I haven't said, oh my God, we're going to be on 85 points and 63 points. If you turn around 6 of those games that we've lost out of the 20, you've got another 18 points. Suddenly we're close to it. It's. I don't think what I predicted was a madness. I really don't.
We all got it wrong, didn't we? We all got it very wrong this season. We're, predicting where we would. I think what I kicked myself for, I said between 5th and 8th, and I should have considered the last 28 games. The run after the 10 matches commencing with Chelsea. Because the writing was on the wall from there on in, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, you said to me, do you know what? I'm going to let you into a secret, Chris. Right? In the summer, Lubo phoned me up and he said, Sav, I'm not kidding you. Dominic Solanke will revolutionise Tottenham.
I don't think I used the word revolutionise.
No, he didn't. None of that happened. I'm just kidding. But there were people making videos making such statements. That Dominic Solanke is the difference that takes you from somewhere to somewhere. But look, on a serious note, I still maintain this squad is not that bad. I know we've convinced ourselves that every player at Tottenham, by the way, let me stop the clock on that. Sorry. I know we've convinced ourselves that every player at Tottenham is suddenly absolutely dreadful, but they're not. They're absolutely not. And I make this point, Chris, right? I'll come to you. Right? I've said, look at the players that Frank, Silva, and Iriola have. If you had said to Thomas Frank in the summer, Thomas, your midfield 2 and your pivot is going to be Bentancur and Basuma, right? Your wide man is going to be Son. Your forward's going to be Solanke. Your 2 attacking midfielders are going to be Kulusevski and Maddison, right? You're going to have Romero, Van der Ven, Porro. But you telling me Thomas Frank would have gone, no, I'll take my own squad. It just wouldn't have happened. It would not have happened.
I agree with you. We've got players that are playing really badly. I'm not sure we've got too many really bad players. We might have 1 or 2, but yeah, I think the squad's decent.
I
It's
agree.
like any job though, Savva, isn't it? If you're part of a team and you've got a manager and you don't get on with your manager and you don't believe that he's the right person, then you're not going to be performing well in your role, more than likely, are you? And I think that's what's going on.
We all been there in life, right? We've all worked at companies where you're thinking, God, it isn't this bad here, but this manager has killed it for me. Like, that's life. That manager goes and suddenly everyone's got the shackles are off, you know, the kind of monkeys off the back, and suddenly everyone's happy. And that's where I think we are. And I think we all agree, right? I don't think anyone on this panel is giving. I'm seeing lots of people saying, hang on, if Ange wins, I think he'll stay. And I just can't. I'm going to get a water, but I can't see it. I'll let you two talk about it between you.
Absolutely no chance he stays.
I hope so. My biggest, this is a really selfish comment, but genuinely, if he stays, my biggest concern really is just looking forward to next season as a season ticket holder. I don't think I want to go. And that's a dreadful thing to say, but I can't watch this rubbish.
Oh,
and football's about hope, isn't it? You want the hope that, and when we were rubbish in the 90s, there was always the chance. We always had one player, and through the noughties as well, that they could take the game themselves and they can win it. So even when you know you're up against a much better team, you've got the hope that Ginola turns up or Bale turns up, or and that we can win the game. I just don't see that in the team at the moment.
I mean, you look at the players we had: Anderton, Barmby, Sheringham, Klinsmann, Ginola. We had some superb players in the 90s.
Yeah,
and we got nobody like that at the moment. Unfortunately, we got a squad of okay players, some decent players, but there's nobody there that's outstanding.
We've always had players that get you off your seat when they get the ball, right? And you can sense the anticipation around the stadium the second they get the ball. I don't think we've got anyone like that, have we? No one gets me excited in that squad, I'm sad to say.
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. I think the only one who's coming through that hopefully will do is Mikey Moore.
Maybe.
You look at the squads. You just hope that he bolts up, he gets that little bit quicker, and comes through. Because he's the most lauded academy player coming through for a few years. So
I don't disagree. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really watch the youth team, so I hear what everyone says about him, and I've seen him play for the first team, right? So hopefully that happens. But we've seen glimpses in the first team, but he's not. And I'm not saying he can't do it. He's really young, so I'd expect him to be inconsistent. I'd expect him to have games where he's just not in it. But I think we've seen quite a bit of that. It's not like the truly world-class kids take the game by storm, even from a young age, right? Your Rooney's. I don't want to say Lamine Yamal, because that's just a ridiculous off-the-charts comparison. But in the Premier League, we've seen loads of teenagers come in and really take the game by storm, right? They take their opportunity straight away. Don't think Moore's done that. Doesn't mean he can't do it, but I don't know.
I think it's not easy. Normally when you bring young kids in, remember, he's only 17. They normally come into a settled team in a good system with good established pros all around you to help you. And you don't have the chaos that Spurs had. So for all the kids, and I've got to take my hat off to Bergvall, because he's done superbly. You look at it, for me, he's you look at the midfield, and I would have him as definitely in my three. No question about it.
Yeah, I'm hoping he might be fit for next week, right? There's some rumours that he's actually not that bad, but
no,
is that Bergvall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do you know what I think? Even if Bergvall plays, I still don't think it solves what we're going in with. It doesn't solve the creative problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's be fair. Like in the games in Europe that Bergvall's not played, Bassoum's actually stepped up to the plate and been brilliant in both games. For me, I just don't know how we get around this creativity problem. I really don't. Just my opinion.
I totally agree with you. Of the midfielders we've got who are fit, I might get shot down here, which is fair enough. I honestly think technically, if we've got to try and put I don't think we should play with a 10 because we haven't got one. So why put somebody in a role that they can't do? But if we do, and we put someone in that role and say, go and make the best of it, I think Bentancur is the best option for me. He's the most technically gifted. I think he's more likely to create than Bergvall.
I completely agree, but I've got a feeling what will end up happening is we'll end up giving up possession, which isn't always a bad thing, and trying to play on the transition with quick wingers or quick fullbacks. I don't see, the word I'm using is I don't see that conduit between midfield and attack. I don't see it. I don't think any of them are that good at it. And this is going to show people who all season have doubted James Maddison. That guy is the best footballer at Tottenham Hotspur. I don't care what anyone says. I'll debate this till I'm blue in the face. He is the best footballer at Tottenham Hotspur. He's the most creative. He's got the vision. For me, I think without him, I think it's going to be a real tough game.
I think with Maddison, and this is just opinion based on what I see, right? It's absolutely, I've got no evidence other than my gut feeling to back it up. He's done okay in what he's done this season, but I think what he's produced is on the back of, in my opinion, a very demotivated James Maddison who doesn't get on with a manager. I think if you get a manager that believes in him, I think you see a totally different player next season, even better. And so under those circumstances, I think he's done pretty well actually this season, really.
Listen, I completely agree with you. I always use the example. Imagine Harry Redknapp rocked up at Tottenham, right? Harry Redknapp, the first thing he'd do in training is go, where's my creator? James, come here. Put an arm around him. You're my man. You're my guy. Everything we're going to do is going to go through you. He would get, and he'd have James Maddison feeling 6, 7, 8, 9 foot tall. And that's what man-to-man managers do, right? That's what man-to-man managers do. I don't think the way that James Maddison's been treated by Ange leaves Maddison thinking, I'm the main guy. And I think some footballers need that. Because you watch all the videos in and around the training ground, Maddison's the one with the youth players, isn't he? Maddison's the one with his arm around them. Maddison's the one you see in the huddles that's doing the... I think he gets a lot of flack, James Maddison. But for me, I think he's the best player. I know Lubo won't agree with me. I think he thinks it's Romero, but I think James Maddison is so important to what we do. So important.
He is. You know, just listen, for me, it was just about ceilings. But I as I said to you, Romero, Maddison, Porro, for me, are the three best players. I think Van der Ven, his recovery tackling and his speed is off the charts. I'd like to see him in a low block defence, so actually properly defending before I sort of wax lyrically about Van der Ven. Got a lot of very good qualities, and the way Postecoglou sets up, which is ridiculous, we rely on Van der Ven's pace. But I'd like to see him as in a proper defensive unit. Be interesting.
I think with Maddison, I think you see his real thoughts. You know, when he's interviewed right at the end of the game, or you see him on the bench when he was talking with Sonny after he'd been subbed off in whatever game that was, when he was going, it's the same old stuff.
Yeah, that was in Holland.
The interviews he does after the match, I always think he looks so pissed off. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So I think that's where you see what the real thought process is. I don't think you can judge whether the players are behind Ange when they're rolled out in a press conference on a non-match day, when they're kind of prepped for it. They know what they're going to say. It's easy not to be pissed off because you haven't just been subbed off in the 60th minute of another home defeat, you know. So, yeah, that's what. But I would say on all the players, I'm a little reluctant to judge them too much on, well, the last 2 seasons, really, while they're playing for this guy. I think all of them could be different under a different manager. I know we all say Son has gone, and I'm not 100% disagreeing. I've just got a little window where I think maybe a different manager might. I don't think he'll get back to where he was, but a different manager would get more out of him than Ange does.
Just tell me up. Next season, Sky have got 215 live Premier League games.
Just in
from
case there wasn't enough
128.
football. I'm sure our wives will be very glad to hear that, Lubo, that there's more games on next season. I'm sure she will. Back here, Leyton Orient are, here you go, last 6 games that Stockport have conceded first. They haven't lost any of them. There you go. I don't know if that's a bad omen. Decky is out for 3 to 4 months, apparently, is the latest news.
Jesus.
As soon as Ange says, whenever anyone goes off injured, and as soon as Ange says, "Oh, I think he's all right," that's like the kiss of death, isn't it? They're just out for ages then afterwards.
I know. It's a shame, isn't it? They've all come literally the last 2 weeks, haven't they? Madison, Kulu, and Birdwell.
Yeah, I mean, when one club gets so many in a year, this is why I don't do the whole, oh my God, it's an unprecedented injury crisis. Well, you've got to ask questions. I'm sorry. Yeah. You've got to ask questions about the coaching, the training, the medical team. Like, there's got to be something there, right, guys? It's not poor us. Everyone's getting injured. Everyone.
I did ask, I was on with Dan last night. I did ask about Van der Ven. Interested to see what you guys think. Because partly I was wondering about what does Ange do on Friday? Because I guess the prevailing thought process at the moment is it's just all reserves, right? But that worries me a little bit in terms of the players who haven't then played since Bodo. They've had 2 weeks without playing. And then I was thinking with Van der Ven, he's the one you've got to wrap up the most, probably the most injury prone, partly because of the way he plays, the way we need him to play. His best attribute for us is his pace, right? So the more you exercise at near your limit, the more you're likely to injure yourself. So I was just thinking then in training, I wonder what he says to Van der Ven. Does he say to Van der Ven in training, don't put 100% into your sprints because we're so worried about injury, which I could understand. But then if he does that, we're basically saying 2 weeks, don't go at 100%. Then all of a sudden, with 2 weeks of not doing it, we want you to do that in the match. I think it's really difficult to manage him with his injuries, I've got to be honest.
I agree. I agree. So I'm just sending.
He's pulled number 3 off, who was in danger of getting a red. There we go. 2 subs for Stockport.
I have to say, I know we're here supporting Leyton Orient effectively, but Stockport's rise over the last few years is a real genuine like good news story, right? I mean, Wrexham's great, but Wrexham, there's a reason why Wrexham have gone up the way they've gone up, right? Stockport's the real kind of fairy tale in a way. They've done so well.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, we're off and underway, by the way. I mean, what is really telling will be, listen, League One to League Two isn't huge. I don't think the gap. I think you can see that by the number of teams that go straight up and up again.
Mm.
League One to Championship. Championship though, right the way through. That's a League One to Championship is a big difference for me. Let's see what Wrexham do this summer. Let's see what they do, because it's, they're now going to have to start paying proper money if you want to win the Championship. Like, look, I'm guessing Leeds and Sheffield United's salary and Burnley's would have been big compared to what Wrexham are paying. Just my opinion, but
well, we'll see how much they're prepared to really put into the club and back them now, won't we? I don't expect them to struggle, but yeah, to go up again is a big ask. Although Luton did it with in my opinion, not a brilliant squad. No, last 2 seasons ago, when they got promoted, they went straight up again.
Yeah.
And now I've done the exact opposite, going back down.
I think there are some clubs that come up too soon. I think Luton came up too soon.
Ipswich did it as well, didn't they? Yeah.
Ipswich far too soon. I mean, they had so many players still there this year that were playing with them in League One, and the jump from League One to Premier League. I mean, you can battle all you like, but if you don't have that quality in midfield to control a game, if you don't have goal scorers, the golfing class is going to show. And I think it really did this year for Ipswich, and it really did for Luton, to be honest. I think they came up way too quick. way too quick. But do you think the same three will go down? The three that come up, think it'll be them going down again?
Don't know. Depends if we keep Ange.
You really think if we keep Ange, we'll get relegated?
I think there's a very good chance.
I'm loath to say anything that's even neutral about Ange. I hate the guy so much, but not personally, by the way. But what I would say is I think we were always so far ahead of the bottom three.
Yeah.
There's part of me that thinks if we were genuinely in a battle that we would have seen more effort in some of the league performances. I don't think we would have got dragged in. So I don't think we would next season either. We could still stink it out and finish 17th easy, but I don't see us in the bottom three.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Chris on this one. I feel like if he stays next year, I think we have another very mediocre to poor season. I don't think that Leeds can put more points on the table than us. Burnley are another one. Really good team in that league, good defensively. But when you're coming up in the Premier League, you're not keeping all those clean sheets. And you're going to need something different. So hang on.
Good save.
Tipped over by the keeper, Kelman. First real sight of goal for Kelman tonight.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think that the three that come up for me, I think will go back down. I'm looking at the teams at the bottom there. Man U won't be there next year. We won't be there next year. West Ham, I think, will do better with Potter if they give him like the summer and he gets his own players in. Wolves, I don't see Wolves under this manager going down. They scout really well.
I tell you, I'll give you a team that could bomb out the division, and that'd be Bournemouth. If they lose some of their players, maybe the manager goes. Who knows?
Do you think? I think they just scout so well, though, Chris. Like
it's so hard to do that continually, year after year after year after year, isn't it?
Of course. But you look, even at the back, I mean, they bought Houston in, Zabanyi, Senesi. Like, they've just seemed to have this really good scouting network of solid players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Senesi and players like that are amazing, but they just do a really good job. And I feel like what they've got, unless they lose Ouattara, Evanilson, Semenyo, Kluivert, they're going to have goals. And goals, goals keep you up, right? I think that, I don't know. You might be right. But I just think
I'm not saying they will. I'm just trying to look at what teams could potentially end up in a scrap towards the bottom. But yeah, so them. I mean, Brighton, maybe they have their little spells, don't they, where they struggle for a bit and then they're great for a bit.
Yep. Again, another team that are absolutely superb at scouting, right? Another team just superb at it.
It's going to be tough for those teams, though. I mean, it all depends on what they do in the summer, I guess. They just stick with the squads they've got. I think Burnley will really struggle for the reasons you just said.
Oh, hang on. Just quickly. What's happened here? Is this going down as a back pass?
It is.
Is that what's happening here?
Yep.
Let me have a look.
Has Keeley had a stinker and hooks? Is that what's going on?
Now, watch this.
Let's have a look. Oh, you can't give that as a back pass. Come on, Chris, as a ref. That's never a back pass, is it? He's tried. Are you giving that as a back pass as a qualified ref?
I mean, I want what he hasn't got, which is a replay.
I just think the defender stuck his foot out in the way and diverted it towards the keeper. But, tell you what, this is a bloody good opportunity, Lubo.
What I would say from a refereeing point of view, whether people might not like this, is, I'm not giving that, looking at the replay, is I would always coach my refs to avoid giving something like that creates such a difficult situation to manage in the penalty area. I'd only give it if you've got no option. He definitely had an option not to give that. He's creating problems for himself there.
Yeah, I agree. There's a shot blocked. Well done, the wall. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I think there was a game the other day I was watching where the referee in the first 15 minutes was very card happy. And I just thought, oh, mate, you've set a precedent now. Now every foul, everyone's going to want yellow cards. And I think sometimes refs are a little bit gung-ho in their own sort of way, you know?
I think the way people view refs is often just through hindsight, right? So I understand what you're saying, but equally I've heard a lot of criticism of referees who don't give cards out early on, and then the game escalates into loads of fouls. And he's like, well, he should have stamped his authority early. So it all depends, really.
Mate, absolutely. I get that. I get that completely. I just think with a situation like that, I mean, I just feel like a bit of common sense needs to prevail, that the defender wasn't, his primary goal there wasn't let me pass it back to the keeper. It was let me block the pass. Like, and
he's slightly fortunate, the ref, in that he was far enough out that it made it easier to manage. So when if you're going to give it and it's less than 10 yards from the goal, they all have to line up between the posts on the goal line, and that's an absolute nightmare. Oh
God, I can imagine. But big up to everyone. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, please do subscribe to both channels. That'd be much appreciated. As we're fast approaching 2,000 on this channel and 18,000 on the other channel. So
what a ball from Donley.
Oh, found its way through.
It did, didn't it? Chris, must ask you a question. My biggest beef with football today is what IFAB are doing to the game. And I don't necessarily blame the referees that are officiating, because they're following the laws. But I think people like Ellery and Kalina and people like that are spoiling the game now.
Yeah. I mean, the one point you make there, I completely agree with, which is referees get a lot of criticism for doing the job correctly, right? They're there to enforce the laws. They're not there to enforce what they think the law should be.
Come on, Lubo. Come on, Lubo, come on. The fans want you to wave. Where's the wave? Lubo, give us a wave. Lubo, give us a wave.
Give the people what they want.
He's still not, is he? He's still not giving the people what they want. Unbelievable.
I'm watching the game.
Unbelievable.
I'm watching the game.
Ledley, the Lily White King, said, hang on. It's all right. It's all good. Would I take the Orient manager? Not quite. Ledley, the Lily White King, not quite. As much as I dislike Ange as a manager, I don't quite think getting the Leyton Orient manager would really do my cause of not wanting Ange here any good. It's funny though, isn't it? Some managers do really well at one club and terrible at another. Like Wellens didn't do well, did he, at Salford at all?
No.
And then he's come here and done a really good job. And
they absolutely adore him.
Seen similar with Scott Parker, haven't we?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He absolutely stunk the place out at Bournemouth, and he wasn't good at Fulham either, or Bruges.
Yeah, sometimes. Oh, hang on. No, well done. He's done well. That number 8, Brown, he's done really well mopping up. Ange Postecoglou, take note. When you've got a midfielder that gets back and defends, it helps. Big up to Phil Coys. How you doing? I said, how's Keeley and Donley playing? Yeah, Donley's done some nice bits. Keeley, other than the dodgy back pass, I would say hasn't put a foot wrong from what I've seen. Yeah, it's a typical second leg playoff semi-final. It's both teams working hard, but the one moment of quality has taken this game into Leyton Orient's favour, I would say. Big up, Jack. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. How is all of you today? I'm going to keep quiet on the trend and enjoy the amazing show. Big up to you, my man. Big up. Don't keep quiet. I live for comments in the chat. That's how I position myself as a YouTuber. I talk to people in the comments. I don't like people who are quiet in the chat. Feel free. Knock yourself out. Go on. No.
Speaking of managers that do well at one club and not another, what are we thinking of Frank Lampard at the moment?
what a good job he's done there. What a really good job. But the test, as anything, Chris, next season.
Yeah.
Was it good because he went in there and galvanised them? Or next year, is he going to have them back up in that top 6 again? Like, if he does that again, hats off to him. But I think he went too big too early. He went too big. Managing clubs like Chelsea and Everton, like when you're a rookie manager, is tough. That's a tough gig. The tough gig. It would be like us taking. It would be like us letting Mason go to West Brom, having 2 good years, and then going, yeah, we'll bring him back. You know, it's different levels for me. I think Lubo said he might want him to come back to manage Spurs, Lampard. I think he said yesterday. Just checking if he was listening. I was just checking if he was still listening. That's all.
I mean, Jack in the chat's just asked a very similar question, right? Like, would you take Kieran McKenna when Ange goes? And I think it's exactly what you've just said. Like, he's done well, right? But he's not done anything. He's not been at a club that's given him the chance to prove or earn the right to be the Tottenham manager, in my view. He needs another step up to a Fulham or something like that.
Mate, I completely agree. Listen, I think Kieran McKenna's done an absolute fabulous job at Ipswich. Anyone who gets back-to-back promotions from League 1 to the Premier League,
that's better.
I've got maximum respect for. But there's a huge difference going in there and coming into Tottenham Hotspur. There's a huge difference. For me, I agree. I want to see the middleman club first. Yeah, I want to see him do. I want to see him do what Iriola's doing at Bournemouth. Yeah. What Frank's doing at Brentford.
Got to be in the Premier League as well. Got to be in the Premier League. So, like Scott Parker, what a brilliant job Scott Parker has done this season. Would I take him now? No. Let's see what he does next season with Burnley. If he gets Burnley to mid-table next season and they're keeping clean sheets, I'm like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like then I think that's someone we should look at.
Tell you what, or we could have 2 managers, bringing Scotty Parker to do the defensive side, and then bringing a manager who can do
whatever happened to joint managers? That used to be a thing, like in the sort of 80s and 90s, but you never get that anymore.
Do you know what? I remember the early days when I was younger. I mean, you'll both probably remember this, when Steve Gritt and Alan Kirbishley were joint managers of Charlton Athletic.
Charlton, that's right.
You had
that was the 90s, wasn't it?
Roy Evans at Liverpool.
That was the 90s.
Yeah. And then Curbs carried it on his own.
That's what happens, isn't it?
Good manager, Curbs. Good manager. I remember when I worked at Charlton, worked at the training ground, and it's such a small, pokey little training ground that wherever you are, you can hear everything that's going on, and you just hear Curbs wandering around on his phone. You'd hear him talking about which players are playing at the weekend. It's a million miles away from what football is now. I loved those days. Absolutely loved those days.
I think that's what always happened with the joint managers, isn't it? It inevitably didn't. I can't think of one set of joint managers that worked as a joint managership. So one of them leaves and then the other one just carries on. Roy Evans was definitely joint manager for a short period at Liverpool with, I can't even remember who, but going back to the 90s, they were joint manager for a while.
Yeah. God, joint managers. Can you imagine though? Like, I would be the worst joint manager in the history of joint managers because I'd be so egotistical that my way is the way. Do you know what I mean? You'd be like, he's starting this weekend. No. He's starting. No. It must be a nightmare.
You'd be like Ange, wouldn't you, Sav?
I'd be like...
You'd be like Ange. You'd be another Ange.
I'd insist on a number 6. Put it that way. I'd insist on a number 6 at any club I managed. Trust me.
I tell you what, if you two were joint managers and you wanted to drop Archie Gray, Savva, there'd be fireworks, wouldn't there?
Everyone say hello to Pete, who said, "Oh, to all the haters, European champions 2025. Mate, you've gone a bit early. All that hate all season and we'll be the champs. Medal, yellow first, red medal. I mean, well done.
They're gift codes, aren't they? It's supposed to be an image.
I was going to say, I've never heard that rhyme. I don't know what's going on there. But welcome, everybody give a warm welcome to Pete. Hello, Pete. It's yeah, Alex. Yeah, it's the Greek genes. The Greek genes in us. By the way, Orient 28 minutes away from the playoff final. Yeah. Good evening to every one of you, by the way, in the chat. How you doing? Hope you're all well. Hello, Chem. How you doing, mate? Chem used to work with my mum. I mean, that's mad, isn't it? Chem used to work with my mum back in the day. That is you, yeah, because of the birth dates, yeah. Big up to you. Awkward message. Yeah, I work with your mum. How is she? Oh, yes. A few years ago.
No.
But big up to you, my man. Hope you're well. Who else is in the chat? Big up to my man, Glenn. Glenn is my stat guy. You know, like some people have a tailor, some people have this guy, that guy, a drug guy, or whatever people have. This is my stat guy. Cheers, Glenn. Thanks for after every Spurs game, he sends me on LinkedIn. I've got a new table for you. Good defending that. Good defending. And he won the goal kick. Real Madrid losing at home 1-0, by the way. If it stays like this, Barcelona win the league. Let's get an alert on that game then as well. That was a great game at the weekend, if anyone didn't see it. Real Madrid were 2-0 up against Barcelona at Barcelona and lost 4-3. It was crazy. Real Madrid indeed at home are losing to Mallorca. An interesting team. I think the team Madrid have put out, let me see who's on the bench. Oh, they got a lot of injuries. Oh my God. 1, 2. Oh my God, have they got a lot of injuries. Alaba, Camavinga, Carvajal, Diaz, Militao, Lucas, Lunin, Mendy, Rodrigo, Rudiger, Tchouameni, Vinicius Jr. And we're going, yeah, but we're missing Van de Ven and Romero. God, Jesus Christ. Celtic are winning 4-1. Angie's new club are winning 4-1 at the moment. Rangers are winning 3-1. It doesn't really mean anything, does it? Any of that? To be honest. Who's sending me information?
Lubo, what are you doing next week? How are you? When are you going over? How are you getting there?
Got a 7 o'clock flight
On the Wednesday.
We think from Luton, but it could be Stansted or it could be Gatwick. We're flying into, we think, Vitoria Airport, which is a 45-minute coach ride from Bilbao. Or if it's not Vitoria, it will be Bilbao. And if it's not Bilbao, it could be Santander, which is an hour and 10-minute coach drive from Bilbao. So we're all waiting to see what slots Sport Options get. And then I suppose in the next few days, they'll let us know which airport to go to and what time. So, and then coming back again, no idea which airport we're going from and which airport we're coming back to. So,
sounds organised.
Watch this space.
Did Ange Postecoglou organise this trip for you?
Yeah. The interesting thing here it was explained to me that you've got close on 53,000 people coming in and out of Bilbao in one day.
Yeah. And
Bilbao's not the biggest of airports. And then you're going to have United's plane that's going to come in probably a day before and it's going to sit on the runway. The same with Spurs. So this is all space that's being taken up. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see.
I love that. I got ChatGPT to write a report on Spurs stats. It was scathing about Ange. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Wow. Did you see that? That's what I call injuries.
Ooh, who's off? Who is off? Who's off? O'Neill's off. Who's coming on?
Well, they're He's the goal scorer. Good goal. It was a good goal.
Who's on though? Oh, Randall Williams. Okay.
Randall Williams is on. Big up to everyone in the chat. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Raw Object said, "Can I be your stats guy as well?" But what makes me laugh, right, is when so for example, when Glenn in the chat, big up to Glenn, when Glenn sends me the stats, right, and all puts you've seen it, guys, the mountain of stats, and then you get fans in the chat going, "Yeah, but you've cherry picked the stats," and I'm like, how can I cherry pick 19 months of crap? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, jeez.
One thing I will say, Sav, stats don't always tell the story.
Oh, for 19 months they bloody well do.
No. I'll give you an example.
Go on.
That you'll find true. You'll find close to your heart.
Go on. Here we go.
Who do you think is the better player, Ginola or Brennan Johnson?
Now, hang on, but you're talking about different stats here.
Now go and have a look at Don's appearances.
Yeah. But the thing is, when we're talking like that, I don't like these comparisons of players that play play in different positions, right, and two in different eras. So David Ginola played as a left winger in a 4-4-2. And we all know in those days, wingers weren't getting 15, 16 goals a season. If David Ginola was playing in the Premier League right now, he'd be the best bloody player in the league. He'd be if Brennan Johnson could get 17 goals, how many do you think David Ginola would get?
Well, listen, Salah plays wide, doesn't he?
Yeah, but again, Salah plays in a front three, doesn't he? He doesn't play as
So does Johnson. So does Johnson.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's what I'm saying. You got to remember, back in the day, players like Ryan Giggs, David Ginola, the Beckhams, these guys weren't playing in a front three. They were up and back as wingers. Get rid of it. But the stats for players are very different to when you look at 19 months of stats and results for a football team. You can't.
They're the worst stats they're the worst stats there's ever been.
What's that?
I can't remember worse stats for a Spurs manager, to be honest.
Well, you were just sticking up for it.
No, who was? No, I'm just saying that stats sometimes don't tell the full story.
The problem is you're going to end up with two facts that are almost contradictory in a way. If we win next week, let's hope we do, you're going to have the most, I hate using the word successful, so I keep saying the most decorated manager in the last 40 odd years.
Yeah, decorated is a nice way of putting it, isn't it?
I'm loath to use the word successful with Ange in the same sentence. So the most decorated manager for the last 40 odd years, also statistically the worst league manager possibly in our entire history at the same time. So,
here
we
go. Come on.
Go on. Oh, I should have put it in earlier. Should have put it in. It's that decision making, isn't it? But can we all agree? Everybody on this show just heard Lubo say that Brennan Johnson is better than David Ginola. You all heard that, right?
That.
You all heard. You all heard.
Don't start causing trouble.
I'm putting it in the WhatsApp group.
Causing trouble.
Here we go.
I said to you, didn't I, that stats don't often tell the. Didn't I say stats don't always tell the story? So I said the opposite.
Lubo just said Brennan Johnson is better than David Ginola.
You just chose to misinterpret my comments.
Well, I've done it. I've told everyone now. I've told you.
Yeah. Okay.
Mate, honestly, the love I have for David Ginola. Oh, hello. Who's that? Hey. I bloody love dogs.
This is Millie.
Hello, Millie. Hello, Millie.
Come on.
Millie.
Oh, free kick. No,
hit it.
Oh. Should have given the free kick then.
Millie is gorgeous.
Nice turn from Donley again. He's playing well. One more to finish this off.
Is that you or Millie, Chris?
What? Oh no, that's her. That's her. She's like that all the time. Like she doesn't have to do any exercise. This is just what she's like.
Oh, do you know what the problem we've got at the moment is? Where obviously the puppy, because he's a Springer cross, he has to go out a lot. He's got energy to burn, and when we take the pug with him, the pug's just like, not again. We can't go out again.
Mate, I have the same because my other one's a boxer. So if I take them out together, I just do a lap of the local field and throw the ball. So she can just stay with me and he can.
Yeah. That's what we have. Stewie just walks with us and Stanley's running around. At the moment, he's in that. He's just started to socialise with other dogs. So every dog he sees is the most magnificent moment of his life. You know, hang on. Orient are really well organised at the back. Oh, Jamie. Oh, sorry, Keeley. Got there in the end.
Nice cross.
Hang on, Alex. Hang on. No one's making him out to be Ronaldinho. But David Ginola is one of the best players I've ever seen in a Spurs shirt. Let's not just sweep that under the carpet, please. I know that your era and your age of people, Alex, haven't watched people like David Ginola, but trust me, no one we watch now compares to people like that. There's no one in the Premier League right now as skillful as David Ginola. I'll challenge anyone. Name me a player as skillful as Ginola in the Premier League right now.
There's a question from Reese just before that, actually. Ginola or Klinsmann, if you had to pick one.
I mean, what? Oh, Stockport have scored. Stockport have equalised with 16 minutes to go. Oh, Alafi. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Orient 16 minutes away from the playoff final. Let's have a look what happens. No wonder Lubo went a little bit quiet there. Let's have a look. So the ball.
Deflection. Look at that deflection.
Oh. I tell you what, whoever that was that played good footwork, did really well.
Wasn't it?
Cheeky.
Wasn't
a deflection, Lubo.
What a brilliant goal.
Yeah. Cheeky little flick. Well done him. So it's 1-1. We're back to level terms. By the way, the question from Reese. Sorry, where was that?
9:33, mate.
I mean, I don't really know how I'd answer this. I mean, they're just not the same footballer at all. For me, if I had to watch one stylistically who gets me off my seat, I'm watching David Ginola every day. But Jurgen Klinsmann, I often say, and I get slaughtered for this, if I'm picking a Premier League all-time Spurs 11 and I put Klinsmann in above Kane, people lose their mind. But for me, Klinsmann was the last truly world-class player we signed, Jurgen Klinsmann.
The last world-class player we signed when he was world-class, right?
Correct. When he was world-class at the time. But both of them played in the same team for a little bit, for a real little bit when Ginola, where Klinsmann scored 4 against Wimbledon, right, to stop us getting relegated that season. Is that right? I'm right with that. Yeah.
He wasn't quite the same player though. Second time round, was he, Klinsmann, as he was the first time?
No. But I mean, he did get 4 in one game, which is not to be sniffed at. Yeah, Houston, the deal. Listen, these big clubs do not mess about. There's a huge difference between how Spurs operate in a market.
Lovely ball.
Good ball in. Oh, needed a better touch. So it looks like Frimpong, the deal is close. Eric Dyer 2 hours ago became the new Monaco player. And here's Eric Dyer talking in French. I look forward to watching that later.
You're just
Tell you
saying,
what.
Savva, about all-time Premier League 11s. I don't want to spoil someone else's pods, but Cookie's asked me, I'm sure he has with you guys, to do like a Spurs 11 and go on and discuss it. But Klinsmann was in mine. I'm sure loads of people will disagree, but I was 14 when he signed, and I'm not sure there's been a signing in my lifetime that's got me as excited as that.
Mate, I remember some of the people in the chat will not have a clue about my next sentence, Chris. I remember watching the news come through on teletext, right? Yeah. And then having to watch the 6 o'clock news to wait for that very last 90-second segment at the end of the news that was the sport to see a picture of Sugar and Klinsmann on the yacht. Do you remember?
Yeah.
They were on that.
I remember it so clearly. That's exactly how I found out. Boring information here, but I was playing on Kickoff 2 with my brother, and we were playing a game on that, and then finished the game, put teletext on the football page, and it just came up, Klinsmann signed for Spurs, and I'm like, what am I reading? Unbelievable.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Lisa Davis, just pointing out that David Ginola wasn't a bad-looking specimen of a man to look at either, was he? Yeah, completely agree with you. I met David Ginola once. This is a true story. I was in the player lounge at Spurs. I met David Ginola, and as he walked in, he just had that glow. And when I met him, he's huge, by the way. He's really tall for like what you see on the TV, and he just smelt magnificent. He just smelt. I was like, God, you smell good. Like, it was just. His hair was, I was like, oh, I love you. I love you, mate. But, mate, he was double. You know, I don't think people understand. I genuinely don't think people like this understand. You can go back and watch the videos, right, Chris, if you're younger. And Lubo, I think you'll agree as well. The fact that he was playing in a Spurs team that finished 11th and won double player of the year shows you how good he was. That's the equivalent. Let's see who's 11th right now. Fulham. That's the equivalent of a Fulham player right now winning double player of the year. It wouldn't happen now. You would not get it. That's how bloody good David Ginola was. He lit up the lane. He lit up the lane. It's just a shame we didn't have a better team around him.
Football's changed. It's all changed, isn't it? It's not the same game now.
I said to Lubo before, when you just popped off for a second, that back then we had players, and he obviously was one, where he got the ball and there was just excitement around the stadium, right? We haven't had anyone, even Kane, great player, but wouldn't be somebody when he gets the ball where I go, oh my God, what's about to happen next? Bale, yes. Bale was probably the last one, I reckon. But we don't have that now.
You know, the last time there was a buzz in the grounds when a player was on the ball was that 15-20 minute cameo by Mikey Moore against Alkmaar this season.
Yeah, actually, I agree. I agree with Lubo. There was
he ran those defenders ragging, and there was, you know, it was only 3 or 4 occasions that he went on those runs, but he was terrific.
Listen, if we're talking consistently, there has been, if we look down the last 3 decades, players that truly got you off your seat, right? You're looking at Gareth Bale. You're looking at Ginola. For Gaza. For a different, I would go far. If I can go back to when I started, I can play Waddle and Hoddle as well. But I'm talking players that truly get you off your seat. Not good players that when they get the ball, Chris, that gasp of every fan goes like that when the bloke gets the ball. We don't and haven't had anyone like that since Bale. And before that, Ginola. Before that, I don't know. Before that, who was it? Gaza? I mean,
Gaza, yeah.
We just don't.
I tell you what, they've all got in common as well. Not only do they get us excited, but when they get the ball, the opposition are afraid of them, right? Yeah, absolutely. We've got no one that they're afraid of. But you remember going back to one of my favourite ever games at White Hart Lane was the Taxi for Mycon evening, right? Bale
yeah.
against Inter Milan, and just you could see it in their body. Like Bale gets the ball, and they knew that they had no answer to him, and it was just an amazing thing to see.
Well, it's funny that in the first game, Chris, we walked out the San Siro. I'm feeling like you won.
Yeah,
not that you lost.
Another 20 minutes, Lubo, we might have done.
Another 10 minutes, I reckon. That Milan were gone. They were absolutely
by the
gone.
way, Bobby, when you're saying Bale gets in your all-time 11 over Ginola, Sav, right? First of all, if it was a Premier League, you've got to remember, right? I can go back further than the Premier League. So if I go back my all-time, I've got to now start talking about Waddle, Hoddle, right? Yeah. I'm talking some true legends. If I'm talking about Premier League era, I'm putting Bale and Ginola in there. They're the two best players I've seen in the Premier League era for me. Just for me. I can talk about Ledley King, of course, at the back. I could talk about the likes of Luka Modric in midfield. But in terms of attacking Premier League era, there is not a chance one of these two players should not be in the team. If one of these two didn't make a Premier League 11 for Spurs all time, I am truly questioning who on earth are you putting in above them. I'm sorry, I'm not having that Son is getting in over David Ginola or I'm not having that Aaron Lennon is. I'm not having it. I'm not having it at all. Again, if we're going back to pre-Premier League, Gaza and Modric. There you go. There's my two. The best two centre mids I've seen at Tottenham in my lifetime. Gaza and Modric. Here you go. Do you want to hear my team? If I was going back, I won't do a defence. This is my 6 going forward, right, guys? From when I've started watching Tottenham. This is my 6 going forward. I would have Gaza and Modric as a 2. I would have Hoddle in the 10. I would have Ginola and Bale switching wings constantly. And I would have Jurgen Klinsmann or Dimitar Berbatov up front.
That's funny. Mine's quite different to yours.
Sure.
So half of it. My midfield was Ardiles in the 6.
See, he was slightly before me though, Lubo, right?
Yeah.
Slightly before me.
Gaza and Hoddle, and my front 3 were Bale, Kane, and Greaves.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what? Just look at that 3. Bale, Kane, and Greaves, and we're talking about starting a Europa final with Richie, Solanke, and Brennan Johnson.
I know.
I'll tell you who my 6 were. Now, there's one in there that I fully understand. Everyone's going to say he's not at that level, but I just loved him so much. So my 6 were trying to put them in the right positions as well. So 4-4-2, basically, or 4-4-1-1.
Oh, hang on. We're getting told off. We're getting told off. We're getting told off. Okay. We're getting told off. Oh, no.
I'll just say the one then that I put in that was significantly different was Dembele. I just loved him so much.
Bale or Ginola, though, who was the better player? I think that the difficulty I've got answering this question is they're very different footballers again. Again, David Ginola played in a 4-4-2 in a team that was nowhere as good as what Bale played in, right? David Ginola, unfortunately, was meant to be getting his move to Barcelona, and it got kiboshed by Newcastle. Look, Bale, for me, if I want sheer power and goals, I want Gareth Bale. If I want someone to entertain me, get me off my seat, skill, first touch, control, I want Ginola. I don't know why everyone's trying to make me 2 of the best I've seen. It's not, I'm not going to sit here and say either of them weren't good. They were 2 of the best I've seen in the last 40 years at Tottenham Hotspur. And I'm embarrassed that we don't have anybody anywhere near those levels anymore playing for this club. For me. There's a good question. Lubo, would you have Jose Dominguez or Brennan Johnson on the Jose Dominguez? Do you remember him? What about that?
I do. Another one, flatter to deceive. Could be very good in a few games.
Yeah. Agreed.
But was never consistent, unfortunately. And he was too. And unfortunately, his physicality was poor because he was so small.
No, agreed. I remember he used to sort of come on in the last 15, 20 minutes of games and run at fullbacks.
Yeah.
And his shin pads sort of came all the way up to his bollocks, didn't they? Like he was tiny.
Yeah.
He was so small.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he was a really good player to watch, and he wasn't at Spurs that long. And again, I'm going back to the 70s. Was Alfie Conn?
Oh, my uncle always says that. My uncle always says Alfie Conn. Always.
Lovely
talks about
player.
Alfie Conn.
Just
Do
gliding.
you know who was a good player, Lubo, that everybody will know? I thought a really good footballer, but, you know, was Stefan Dalmar. He was a very talented footballer.
Yes.
I'm not saying it was worked out, but a really talented footballer.
You reminded me a bit of, because his mentality wasn't great, and Ndombele.
Yeah.
For me, Ndombele could have been world class if his head was as screwed on as his ability, because his ability was fantastic. You know, it's
Agreed.
but he just didn't. He couldn't put it all together, could he?
He was a bit like sort of Oyvind Leonardsson or something, in the sense of neat and tidy, but never quite really did it for us.
Do you know what?
Who?
I put Oyvind Leonardsson in the kind of Steed Malbrunk bracket. You know, technically very good. Some games you'd go, oh, he's brilliant. Other games it would be like, oh God, he's shit. You know, like it was just sort of those types of players. Nico Kranjčar, by the way, good footballer. This guy was a very good, underrated footballer for me. And anyone that Harry Redknapp signed 19 times in his career.
Look at this.
Go on.
Look at this. Go
on. What you got at the end of it? Go on. Oh, good defending, to be honest. Hang on. Oof. So with 1 minute 20 to go, it looks like we're going to extra time, people. It looks like we're going to extra time. David R. By the way, I interviewed Alan Nilsson 4 years ago, and he was a thoroughly nice chap, a really nice guy. And he do you know what? Do you know? I'll tell you how you know how good my man Ginola was, right? I have interviewed Ramon Vega, Alan Nilsson, and Darren Anston, right? When I asked all three of them about David Ginola, all of them just went, we'd give him the ball and he'd take the pressure off us for 30 seconds. We'd give him the ball and we knew he'd put his foot on it. He was strong, skillful. He'd shield everyone else. He wouldn't give it away. We knew he could run into four players, come out the other side with a ball. And he said, George Graham's tactics were to Justin Edinburgh, when you get the ball, give it to David Ginola. Right? And they all said that he was just doing things on the training ground that no one else could fathom. Do you know what I mean? They couldn't keep up with his footwork, his technique, his speed, his skill. All of them said that about David Ginola. All of them. 4 minutes of injury time. 4 minutes, Lubo, for hearts to be broken or heroes to be made.
I think so. You just mentioned someone who I think's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League era for us, which is Darren Anderson.
For sure. Very good footballer. Right wing, centre mid.
Two of them. Shit.
Oh, God. Hang on. Block it.
No,
it's all right. It's all right. Straight at Keeley. It's all right. It's all right. Darren Anston. Do you know what? He could strike a ball. He had such a lovely way about him as a footballer for me. And, you know, always managed to get fit just before an international tournament, didn't he? Like, he just, but every England manager played him.
He was responsible for starting my, I know this is something you know, maybe the others don't, but started my little Spurs stalking thing. That started with Darren Anderton. And now I just go around the country stalking ex-Tottenham players.
Yeah, it's top. Hang on. They're away here. Get there. Good defense. Is that Beckles? Good. That's top defending. That. Hang on. Oh my gosh, they've both fallen over. Get it clear. Oh, squeaky bum time. He's at over the bar. Over the bar, is that Norwood? Yeah, listen, Anderton for me was it's the type of player, Chris, that we don't have now. The type of player we don't have now. Technically very good on the ball, consistently plays well, lovely passer of the ball, put his foot on it, and his link up with Sheringham was always very, very good. You know, they had that corner routine.
Yeah.
And I asked him about that when I interviewed him. I asked him about that, and he said, no, it wasn't something we really practiced. And I said, oh, come on, Darren. I was like, come on, you did it so often. But really good player and a really nice guy. Really, really nice guy, Darren Anston.
I don't think he gets the props he deserves when people talk about England either, because albeit he didn't play maybe as many as he should because he was injured a lot, but he never let England down, Darren Anderton. He had some really good games.
Don't. Oh, Beckles.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
What a miss.
Oh. I tell you what. Oh, look at the manager. The manager's he can't believe it. Oh, mate,
He's done all the hard work, isn't he? Look.
David, yeah, listen, you will find a lot of Spurs YouTube channels that really want this manager to stay. As I said, everyone is welcome to their opinion, but I can't sit here and watch a manager lose 20 games in a year and say I want him to stay. It just doesn't sit with me at all. It genuinely doesn't sit with me at all. So that's just me.
24 games.
24 in all comps, yeah. I'll tell you what, I think Orient need to just see this out now, because the last 5 minutes they've kind of been
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, again, this guy, listen, I put him in one of my team's 11s, not with Mark and that lot. One of the best players I've ever seen, Teddy, in terms of not only did he score hundreds of goals, but how bloody intelligent was Teddy Sheringham as a footballer. Go on. Oh, is that Donley? Yellow card. Was that a foul on Donley? It was, wasn't it? Look. See ya. Good footwork. Oh, take a bow, Donley. That was nice. That was very nice. But yeah, Teddy Sheringham for me. You've got to remember, through the 90s, how many years? I'll tell you what, I can tell you how many years in a row Sheringham was our top goal scorer. How many do you reckon, guys?
3 or 4.
Well, Klinsmann came in, though, didn't he, as well, during that period? So
there you go. So when Teddy was at Spurs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 seasons he was top goal scorer, because Klinsmann was the other. And then when he came back, he got top goal scorer again in 2002, 2003.
I wonder how many managers there are around these days, Ange probably being one, that players like Sheringham, not quick enough. Players like Ginola don't track back, might not even be given a chance with some managers these days.
Do you know the worrying thing, though? By the way, Real Madrid have equalised, for anyone that cares. The worrying thing about that for me, Chris, hang on, the worrying thing about that for me, Chris, is the number of fans that subscribe to that type of theory as well.
When we signed Solanke, his best attribute was like he runs around a lot, right?
He presses. And you're like, right. Do you remember back in the day when Spurs signed a striker, it would be, what a top player. Look how skillful he is. Look at his finishing. Now it's, God, but he presses really well. I don't care. I genuinely, do you know what? Buy Paul Dickoff if you want a player that presses. Right? Buy Craig Bellamy.
Bellamy was good.
I know he was good, but you get my point, right? Is that this is how, like last night, me and Sean disagreed with this, didn't we, Lubo, on his channel? He's going, yeah, but all of the work Solanke does other than goals. And I'm like, that's great. But when you are the number 9 in a one-up front formation, I don't want your best attribute to be pressing. Your best attribute needs to be in that box. Are you clinical? Are you finishing?
And that's how we play. It's how we play, isn't it?
No, yeah, I know, but
It's how we
look at it. Matty K. 2 minutes before your bedtime, Matty. What exam have you got tomorrow, mate? Is it your football transfer exam tomorrow? What's going on? What you got going on?
I hope it's on Spurs YouTube because, like, he's not revising for anything else, is he?
Oh, Jonathan David. Now, I saw today that apparently he's going Napoli. I don't know how true that is. But by the way, the Jonathan David, listen, I don't mind Jonathan David. But by the way, Lubo, do you remember we talked about Jonathan David, didn't we?
Yeah.
And Chris, I don't know if you know, the Jonathan David deal, I know we call it a free transfer. The Jonathan David deal is apparently something like 28 million to get done, by the way, in terms of his sign-on fee, his agent's sign-on fee, and his bonus demands are like 28 million when it's all wrapped in together.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a free transfer.
Well, it's free in the sense you're not paying a transfer fees, but all that happens is they load all of that onto all the stuff they're asking because they know you're not paying a transfer fee, so you can afford to pay me more wages and you can afford to pay the agent more.
Big up to Oldham fans inside the house. You know what I was always taught? What's the best way to hold them? One in each hand. There you go. Listen, that was a really... Huh?
Here's a topical question.
Go on.
How do you feel
topical
about the Liverpool fans booing Trent?
What?
How do you feel about the Liverpool fans booing Trent Alexander the other day?
Disgrace.
Absolute
Absolute disgrace. Night.
I'm missing something with it. I need it explained to me why that's happening because I don't get it at all.
I think it's football in 2025, right? This is a guy that has been at the club since the age of 6 or 7, right? He's now 27, right? He has come through, had 9 years in the first team. He has played over 375 games, won 9 major honours. They didn't have to pay for him, right? What on earth are they booing?
No, I don't get it. That's why I'm thinking literally, is there something I've missed? Like, has he said something I just can't understand it at all.
I was on a podcast the other day, Chris, and what they were saying was apparently throughout this season, he's been doing the whole kissing the badge and like, I'm staying type thing. But I think if we're at the stage where homegrown players give 9 seasons to their club, win absolutely everything in what he's won everything, isn't he, Chris? He's won everything at Liverpool, and then he's going to get booed. Like, I know what John Thompson's saying here, you know, like, because he's leaving on a free, but that's surely you've got to talk about FSG. Surely that's on them, right? Isn't that on the owners, guys? Like, hang on, we're kicking off. I've missed it. There we go. We're off.
He's given Liverpool however many years of excellent service. Why is it on him to sign another contract so that they can get a transfer fee? Like, why can he not kiss the badge as well? Like, surely it's possible for him to still love Liverpool and go, I've loved my time here. I've achieved everything I can possibly achieve. I'm going to go and join a club, Real Madrid. I'm going to go abroad, live a different life for a few. Why is that a problem? I don't
like John Campbell is saying the only thing he didn't do was go to his local hated rival. So they're getting 50% of the Campbell treatment. I actually think they're right to boo. John, I'm going to be honest. Listen, I think as grown adults, I can't wrap my head around this guy has won everything for Liverpool, right? If the fans are annoyed he's going on a free, I'm looking at the owners and going, hang on. Last year, you say, sign this contract or we're selling you. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. Why are we booing homegrown players that have, I don't get it. I just don't get it. If that was me, if I was Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'd be sitting there thinking, are these guys for real? Are these guys for real? I've given them everything for nearly a decade. I'm just sorry. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I understand. Sol Campbell went to Arsenal. I get it. I don't care that Sol Campbell went on a free. He went to Arsenal, right? By the way, I do feel like 25, 6, whatever
Oh,
years later, people need to get over it. But I don't know. I don't quite know what he's done wrong. I don't know what he has done wrong in any way, shape, or form.
The Campbell thing does my head in. I can't. I've no problem when he left and no issue. But all this time later, just move on, for Christ. Like, it's us that's keeping this going by making it a thing. I almost think the worst thing you could do to Sol Campbell is just make him irrelevant to Spurs, right? It's done and dusted.
Yeah.
Forgotten about it. We're never going to talk about you again because you left for Arsenal. But it just shows how triggered we all are by it. But people still going on, still singing about him.
I think it's mental. But by the way, Phil, sorry, I know we disagree on a lot. But when we're saying I can't imagine Trent not wanting to stay. Let's be fair. Trent Alexander-Arnold's being offered to play for Real Madrid. We keep talking about this. Guys, who turns down Real Madrid? Like, he's had 9 years. He's achieved everything at Liverpool. He's got nothing else to achieve at Liverpool, right? Surely as a footballer, let's look at the facts, right? Let's look at the facts. He's going to Liverpool. He's going to get Real Madrid. He's going to get the mother of all signing on bonuses, right, guys? He's going to get a huge sign-on fee, right, which will set him up for life. I'm not saying he's poor, you know what I mean, right? Huge sign-on fee. He's going to get to go and experience something different, which I commend, because I don't think enough players from this country do that. He's going to play for the biggest club in the world. Why would he not want to go to Real Madrid? I don't understand. I don't get it. I just don't get why people think he'd want to.
Sometimes it's not even just about the clubs. I agree with everything. This is Real Madrid, or probably the iconic club in world football. But he's a young man. I don't know his family situation. Maybe he's got partner, kids. I've no idea. But why at that age is it not something where he goes, you know what, I want to go and live in a different culture and experience a different. That's a fairly normal thing that people do. What's the issue with that? Like, good luck to him, man.
But you know what? Let's flip it. Yeah. Again, I'll be honest, I don't get it. Trent deserved, in a way, that them booing it, his attitude after years of standing by him, and Trent was going to sign a contract, then said no when Real said don't sign it and we'll come in for you. But sure, that's footballers, right? Like, if Real Madrid say to me, don't sign a contract, we're coming in for you next year, cool, I will wait, right? I will wait. This is right. Can I put this out there to everyone in the world? Footballers are human beings. Their ambitions are like ours in life. If in your given industry, the best company in your industry comes up to you and goes, we want you, how often do we not go, right? Yep. We're going to pay you more money. This is what we do. We're a giant. Boom, boom, boom. People move. So what we're basically saying is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's got ambitions and wants new challenges, we're now slamming him for that. I don't understand it.
Everyone thinks that players should love the club and have the same attachment that we do as fans, but it's just not the way it is anymore. For very, very isolated players now and then, but they are the hen's teeth of players these days. It's not like it was years ago.
But can I ask John, when you say the Liverpool fans feeling betrayed of what? He's been there for 20 years, since he was 7 years of age.
And he's still scoring winners for them now in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like,
what are we doing? Like, I don't get it. I'm maybe I'm of the opinion that, right, let's put the shoe on the other foot, gentlemen. And Lubo brought this point up, right? Let's put the shoe on the other foot. Imagine everybody got booed when they left the club. We sit here every window as football fans. What do? We should sign him. We should sign him. He should sign for us. We want him. But what if every player was scared they were going to get booed or get this treatment? Like, it's madness. This is their profession. This is their living. This isn't a game. I know we think it's a game because it's a game of football. This is their living. Why would he not want to join the best football club in the world? I just don't get it. A Stockport on the attack. Poor ball. It's madness. I'm just a bit. But Johnny has won everything. John, he's won everything. At what stage as a human being do we go, I need a new challenge? Look at people who, Lubo, you started your own business, right? All those years ago.
Yeah,
Before that, you didn't have your own business, did you? You worked for someone else.
correct. Yeah.
Right. Why did you start your own business?
Because I was ambitious and I wanted to earn more money.
Right. So why is it any different for Trent Alexander-Arnold? He's done all he could for that employer. He wants to go and test himself and play on the biggest stage in world football. I don't get it.
I think football's different to football's just different. It's you know, for me, when people ask me about Campbell, obviously the fact he went to Arsenal is number one. Number two, he was promising Tottenham all the time that he was going to sign and didn't.
Yeah.
And the other thing for me was that he had come through from the academy, 10, 11, 12, Campbell, he was 27 when he left, I think. And I think he was entitled to have got Spurs a fee.
From that point of view, sure. But the thing is, right, this is where we've got to look at the owners. Owners have got to be stronger. For me, let's be fair, right? Look how much stick Daniel Levy got for selling Harry Kane. Daniel Levy did the right thing in that circumstance. Yeah, leading up to it, we could talk. But Daniel Levy getting 100 million for Harry Kane with 1 year left on his contract, absolutely the right thing to do. Are we saying if Harry
what
Kane...
he should have done...
Hang on, just quickly, Lubo. Are we saying if Harry Kane had stayed 1 more year and gone on a free, would we have been happy as Spurs fans?
No. I think every fan deep down fully understood why Kane left and wished him well. Yes. I really do. You know,
but Daniel Levy did the right thing, Lubo. He did the right thing. You're not going to stay. You don't want to be here. Let me get £100 million for this football club. Right? Yeah. Now, that's what FSG should have done. FSG should have done that. You're not going to sign. We're getting a fee for you.
I don't get why it's the player's fault for letting his contract run down. Why is the onus on him to sign a new contract just to get the team a fee? That doesn't make any sense to me.
John saying Kane's transfer wasn't announced a month before the end of the season. Yeah, but let's be fair. You do know that they waited until Liverpool had won the title to announce it, right? So does it really matter? Like, they've won the league. It's good keeping. Well done, Keeley. I just think everyone's going really overboard about a player who's given... How many players give a club 9 years? Do you know what I mean? 9 years from I'm guessing he made his debut at 17, 18. 9 years, and then fans are just going, boo. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm just I don't know, man. I couldn't boo someone that had done that. I couldn't. If he had joined Everton, right? Even if he had gone Man United on a free, you know, obviously Liverpool and Man U have got that rivalry. I get it. But he's joining Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Who's talking about the 200k?
There's just a comment before from Lord Rodney Trotter, a couple above.
Let's have a look.
Most people, 10-11, most people can't fathom earning 200k. Yeah, that's the one. But my point is, to us, I assume we're all on a bit less than 200k a year. Maybe. I mean, your channel's going pretty well, Savva, so maybe.
Trust me, no.
That seems mental to us because we live our lives in a way that's accordance with what we earn, most of us, I assume. So if suddenly my salary becomes 200k a week, then I can afford 1 million times more than what I'm doing. But these guys have all had this much money. They've got houses that are huge. They're expended. I'm sure there's some sort of law for this, right? Your expenditure increases in accordance with what you earn. You have bigger houses, bigger mortgages, bigger cars, etc., etc., etc. So the fact he's earning 200 grand makes no difference. If someone comes along and says, I'll double your salary, they're not going to go, oh, but I already earned 200 grand, so it's okay. I don't need the extra money. Who's ever going to do that?
And this is the point I was trying to make, right? As a footballer, they're going to look at other footballers and be like, hang on, I want to be the best in class, right? So let me use, for example, right? In what you do, Chris, I don't know what you earn. I'm just going to make a number up, right? In what you do, you earn 100K a year, all right? I don't know. You earn 100K a year. But you know, people who also do what you do, but at another company earn 150 a year, right? Yeah. So those companies come to you and go, Chris, look, we've seen what you're doing at your company. Come and join us. By the way, we're gonna give you a 50% pay rise. Like, are you gonna come? You're not gonna go, well, no, actually, you're gonna be like, well, hang on, yeah, the other people in my industry, they're getting this. And footballers, Chris, this is the problem for me. I don't think fans realize footballers have that ego. Hang on, he's getting it. I want it. I believe in myself. We have a go at them for what we would do in our lives. But the only difference is because the volume of money they earn is so out of the world of what we do, we put them down. No one in here, let's say the average person in here, right? Let's say the average person in here earns 50K. I don't know what you all earn, right? If the average person earns 50K, how many of you are turning down a job offer that comes in at 100K?
Yeah.
How many of you are going to your husbands, your wives, your partners and saying, I've been offered double? And you're going, nah. No, really? Sorry, but it's, that's mad. That's madness. I just think that, and couple it with it, I'll say it again, Chris, it's Real fucking Madrid, right? He's not joined Juve or Roma. He's gone to Real Madrid to play with Bellingham, his mate, Mbappe, right? Like, this is levels. This is levels. Oh, Ashley, you were trolling last night. Savva, out of the squad, when fully fit, pick your best 11 in a 4-2. Oh, my God. Oh, God. We're not talking about Spurs, mate. We're not talking about Tottenham. Not talking about Tottenham. Name me a footballer that turns down Real Madrid. Go on. Name me a footballer that turns down Real Madrid. What happened to Gareth Bale? What happened to Luka Modric? Real Madrid want you. Right, I want out. It's not rocket science. Not rocket science. I just think it's mad. Good talking point, though, Lubo. Good talking point.
It was.
Phil.
Yeah, people like Murphy and Carragher disagreeing, didn't you, I think?
Yeah, of course.
Divided opinions. There we go, half time of extra time.
Squeaky bum time. Squeaky bum time, Lubo.
It's where the managers earn their money, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. For sure. By the way, Phil, this is one of the only times I think we've ever agreed. For me, I think that Liverpool, they kept the two they needed to keep. You can't replace Salah's goals, and you simply can't replace Virgil van Dijk with anyone in world football.
You can't.
So I think if you're going to tell me, yes, Trent is a wonderful footballer. I don't think he's a wonderful right back, but he's a wonderful footballer. I think they can replace that. I think you can replace a right back that's technically good. Where are you replacing Salah's goals? Where are you replacing Virgil van Dijk at centre? Like, I think they've had a month ago when it said all three could leave, I think Liverpool have had a right touch. I think they've had a right result here. Just my opinion. I think they've had a right result. Hang on, Steven Gerrard, you say said no to Real Madrid. Steven Gerrard wanted to join Chelsea. Oh my gosh, this guy did not stop last night in Sean's chat. Savva, can you explain how Son, Solanke, Johnson between them have 26 goals in 78 games? Yeah, because Anne signed.
Who's this, Sav?
What, this guy?
Yeah, which one is it?
He was Ashley, his name is. He was in last night in the in Sean's chat, just comment after comment after comment. He wants me to. He doesn't think Andrew's done a bad job. He's one of them.
Okay. Listen, he's entitled to his opinion.
Mate, he absolutely is. But he said the same thing to me 3 nights in a row. Dude, I'm not changing my mind. Dude, we have lost 20 games of football. It doesn't matter what you throw at me. We have lost 20 games of football. Just leave it, mate. It's fine. Just leave it. By the way, big up to Sorty Bill. Big up to you. Thank you. It's the first super chat all night. Very, very appreciated. The first super chat in over 2.5 hours. Very, very much appreciated. Said they are booing Arnold because this makes them realise their club isn't as big as they think it is. Well, to them, they're the biggest club in the world. To Real Madrid, they're not. Listen, I somewhat agree with you. So thank you very much for the super chat. Very, very generous of you. Really appreciate that. Thank you. That is very generous. Let's make sure I get the timer right.
Here we go. We're off.
There we go. Alex saying Houston about to make the great decision to reject Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal for Real, who are in dire need of... Mate, Alex, again, look at all the clubs that want this guy. Real Madrid come in, done. It's, you know, no one turns them down, really, do they? Ashley, no. But we don't have the best front three in Europe. Do you know who else doesn't? I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Ashley. This is the thing, Ashley, right? Listen, Ashley. Do you know who else doesn't have the best front three in Europe? Man United, who are above us. West Ham, who are above us. Wolves, who are above us. Everton, who are above us. Palace, who are above us. Fulham, who are above us. Bournemouth, who are above us. Brighton, who are above us. Brentford, who are above us. Nottingham Forest, who are above us. None of them have Europe's best front three. They're all above us. Let that sink in. They're all above us.
He's talking about Solanke and Johnson, and those two were Angie's signings anyway, right? So,
and just gone on record as saying they were the two he wanted. So I'm sorry.
105 million for those two.
Exactly. 105 million. So I don't feel sorry for him in any way, shape or form. How has Thomas Frank managed to get Mbuemo and Vissa scoring 38 Premier League goals between them? 36 Premier League goals between them? Oh, I know. It's called coaching. Setting your team up right. It's not rocket science, Ashley. That's
question, guys.
Ashley, I'm just going to say one thing. Sorry, Chris. Ashley, we did all this last night and the night before. I'm getting a little bit bored. It's fine. I get it. You like him. It's fine. Like him. It's fine. You're not, of all the YouTubers in the world, you're not convincing this one. He is the worst manager I've ever seen, Ashley. And I guarantee I'm about 20 years older than you. Lubo, who is older than me, tells me he's the worst manager he's seen. Lubo, correct?
60 years.
And Lubo saw Terry Neal.
There was. Terry Neal was poor. Christian Gross was poor. Santini came and went in 11 games, I think. Pathetic, but it's just dreadful.
Dude, stop. Ashley, I'm going to ask nicely. Dude, just stop. Every other comment in the chat at the moment is you. Please stop, or I will put you on slow mode, which means you can only post every 5 minutes. You and you only. Just relax, please. We're not here. We're not actually talking about Spurs. It was a great chat. Just relax. And Matty K is right. Lubo doesn't look a day over 21. He looks about 40 years over 21. That's what he... Just kidding, Lubo, you sexy beast.
That'd be good. That'd be good. No, it's still a compliment. That's good.
I was just going to say, guys, sorry, Super Sticker, do that.
Sorry. Thank you, Ellie. Much love. Ellie thinks if she puts in a 99p Super Sticker that she's going to be the first one fed at the Football Heritage TV barbecue. Absolutely spot on, Ellie. You will be the first one to be fed. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Thanks, Ellie.
Good save from Keeley.
Yeah, good save. Ball came in. Yep, he had to get there as well. Let's have a
Yeah,
look.
my question
Sorry,
was going
go on,
to be.
mate.
My question was going to be: let's say we win next week, and let's say the decision's already been made to let Ange go. What do you think the club do in terms of announcing that? Should we announce it before the Brighton game? Do we wait for after the Brighton game? Does it make any difference?
I think they'll leave it till after the end of the season, Chris, which I think is the right thing to do.
Because part of me, the reason why I'm asking is part of me is thinking about that Brighton game, thinking, I think he might get a better reception if we knew he was going, right? There won't be any conflict.
Oh my God. Good move. Good corner. And he gets the chance, Chris, of saying goodbye to the fans.
Yeah. I could go. I've actually sold my ticket for the Brighton game, but I could go to that game and kind of not resent the fact that he might be in charge for next season, right? I could kind of just thank him for what he did. And you're right, you won something great. Thank you very much. Now, cheerio. But I think it would be a good PR move overall. But who knows? Who knows what they'll do? As long as they don't announce that he's extended his contract, then that's fine.
Oh, God. Well, he's got another 2 years, hasn't he? So there'd be no need to extend.
By the way, AC Milan have lost tonight to Bologna in the Italian Cup. And my mate has just sent me this. He said AC Milan 0, Bologna 1. And it says, won them their first trophy in 51 years without 400 million. So hats off to Bologna for winning the Italian Cup 1-0 against AC Milan. But fair play. Apparently the parade has got to be before the Brighton game, right?
Yeah, I would just reply to it and said, I'm sure I read somewhere that it was going to be on the Friday, maybe.
I'm sure it's. I was told today. I think, who was I talking to today? By the way, Real Madrid did win 2-1. I was talking to Ricky Sachs today, and he was talking to me about that apparently Spurs are having a few logistical issues with a number of things. One is they're showing the game at White Hart Lane, right? I'll always call it that. And they're struggling with the logistics of how they're going to get enough screens in and stuff to show the game to everyone. But secondly, apparently they're struggling to fit in when does the parade. And then Ricky turned around and said to me, by the way, the video of me and Ricky's coming out tomorrow. Ricky turned around and said to me, hang on, everyone's talking as though there is a parade. Like he said, let's beat Man United first and then worry about when there's going to be a bloody parade.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
I don't get it. Why would it have to be before the end of the season?
I don't know. I think it's so that Ange can manage the last game and bugger off rather than.
Listen, if we sacked him on the Monday after the Brighton game, he's invited back to the trophy parade. He can come. It's not a problem.
Oh, bless him. Bless him. My mate Ange. Mark saying we won't know. We're in the Spurs portion of the night, it seems. We won't need one anyway. Can't see how we are scoring without Kulu and Madders. Jake Wall has just said Millwall. Big up to you. Mill. Just down the road. Millwall. A parade for pity's sake. Yay, we beat Ferenc Varos and Karabakh.
Yeah, but look, he's not wrong, but I always hesitate to say anything that remotely might seem as defensive of Ange. But ultimately, if we win, no one remembers who we played, ultimately, do they?
I agree. I agree. Hang on. Ball in the box, cleared. Back here, by the way, we're 7 minutes away from a penalty shootout. By the way, if you haven't smashed the like button, please do. Oh, Keeley again. Good save. If you haven't smashed the like button, please do. Really appreciate you. I didn't think we'd get this many people tonight, to be honest, for Leyton Orient Stockport. So I'm really pleased. And thank you to the subscribers. We're now only 290.
Come on.
Hit it. It's front. We're only 289 away now from 18,000. I was hoping to get there by the final, but it's a bit of a stretch. But thank you to everyone that's liked to subscribe. Who's Jude? Dude, I've seen, listen, dude, I won't block you yet, but please, you've put the same message in about 95 times. Said Louis Barry to return if Stockport go up. Look, Louis Barry did very well at Stockport, then went up in league, didn't he, to go on loan. And then I think he got injured immediately for his new club and only played like 4 games. But Louis Barry's a good footballer, very good footballer. And yeah, Dylan Markanday, I was really impressed with him, wasn't I, Lubo, when we went to Orient.
Yeah.
I thought he stood out above everyone else in terms of technical ability, but he reminds me of Jose Dominguez.
Yeah. He's come on for Donley just now.
Yeah. Oh, so Donley's not a penalty taker.
No.
Okay.
Obviously, Markanday is.
Just point out that Matty Kay made a really good point in the chat, actually, that if it is on the Friday, there's a lot of ifs. We've got to win first, but if we win and we have a parade on the Friday, there'll be a lot of people won't be back. I don't get back till like Friday evening. So,
I don't know. Maybe Saturday, the day before the game. I genuinely don't know. Do you know what? I don't care. Let's win it first.
Worrying about the parade.
Yeah, listen, I've been a Spurs fan for too many decades to be looking towards what date is the parade. I'm
happy for the parade to be before the Brighton game, particularly if there's an Orient Charlton game on the Sunday at Wembley.
Orient Charlton. So hang on, we play Wednesday night in the Europa League final, and then Brighton's the Saturday, is it?
Sunday. Keep going. Let's run. Keep going. Free kick.
No, I think he slipped. I thought he slipped, Lubo.
No.
Well, one back. No.
Oh, he's a homer, this ref. That's poor. Sure.
Like the ref gives a shit which team wins.
Homer.
There you go, DJ. Take the Spurs player off the pen so they don't bottle it. Well, they're about to have a Spurs goalkeeper in goal. So, wow.
That used to make me laugh, Lubo, when I was doing a game between the Dog and Duck and the Rose and Crown, and I'd have, you're giving everything to them. Like, do you really think? Well, I got up this morning, I really give a crap which one of these two teams.
Yeah. A big fan of the Dog and Duck. And there's the important game tomorrow night, Charlton versus Wickham. Go on, Charlton, at the Valley. I love this. Australian press have claimed Ange's possible next move to Wrexham.
Yeah, I saw that. What a great header. Look at this.
Go on, whip it in. Oh, you got to get it in quicker. That last ball.
3 minutes. Come on, Orient, do a Sunderland.
We want Orient to go through. If we're talking about this game, Orient. If we're talking about the Europa League final, Tottenham. Tottenham. Big up, thank you to the 2 people that just subscribed as well to the 2 channels. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Please don't forget to subscribe to both. It really does help as the throw comes in. Great header that by the defender. This is all but going to penalties, isn't it? This is, by the way, on this channel, FHTV Plus. Hang on. Oh, we're 10 subscribers away from 1,800. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Where are we? There's the link to this channel, not my main channel. And anybody who's watching on the main channel will see this as well. Please subscribe to my main channel. There you go. Put it in here. It's come up twice. You can see it there. It's come up from me and from my second channel. Please subscribe. Let's get that to 1,800. That would be appreciated. Thank you very much. At least Wrexham is out of the country. Those Wrexham fans would have a shock when he goes down there and plays with a back 2 in the Championship.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine him in the Championship? Inverted fullbacks, no number 6. Oh, that would be interesting.
80 seconds.
We are going to penalties in
No, not necessarily. Still time.
in 80 seconds time.
You know what happened last night?
Oh God, that was heartbreaking for commentary, wasn't it? The 122nd minute. Oh.
Yeah, I've got some mates who are commentary fans. One of them, I messaged him and he just replied with, "Can't speak."
Yeah. Oh, mate, you'd be gutted, wouldn't you? I love this, Glenn. All his sheep can follow him. They'll be at home. Nothing like a few stereotypes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hang on. No, he's through. He's hit the post, I think. Did he hit the post or was it the stanchion behind the goal? Oh my gosh, Lubo, tell me your heart wasn't in your mouth.
Post.
Oh, he's with 20 seconds to go. Mate, you've got to bury that. You've got to. Oh, mate.
They've had 2 chances, haven't they, at the end of full time and extra time?
Tell you what, Vardy, that would be a great move. Yeah, it would be. Vardy to Wrexham, just for the experience more than anything. Cardiff City relegated, yeah. Cardiff went down, didn't they? They did indeed. So did Luton.
Wow.
I don't want Sheffield United to come up again either, if I'm honest.
No, I don't. I want Sunderland.
I'm a bit bored of that. That Sheffield United team comes up and then just like ends up being whipping boys. I'm not saying Sunderland wouldn't be, but something different. We have got 20 seconds of injury time to go before we're in for a penalty shootout. Who thought we'd have such a good night for a League One playoff?
I can't believe there are people who say scrap the playoffs, man. It's just...
No, I love the playoffs. I'll tell you the playoffs that are tough. Have you seen those leagues, right? Like when you go down into the Conference South, Conference North and Isthmian. It's full time. We're at penalties. So I can scrap. Actually, no, I won't. I'll scrap the scoreboard for this now moving forward, guys. I'm going to scrap the scoreboard for this. And that way you can see us clearer.
I've got to make myself a cup of tea, I think.
All right, but don't forget to leave one of those sausages for someone. They're counting on you, Lubo, to leave those sausages.
My son's had them. They're gone. They're long gone.
I bet they're gone. We heard him.
They're long gone.
In those leagues, Chris, like Dartford's league, it's heartbreaking because one goes up, and then the next 6 have a really weird playoff system where if you finish second, third, and fourth, it means all your games throughout are at home, even the final. It's so weird. It's a really weird system.
It's weighted a little bit in favour of the teams who have finished slightly higher, isn't it?
I get it, but I think but somebody the other day, I don't know which league it was, got promoted after they finished like 34 points behind the team that finished second or something. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy down there in those leagues. But penalties, a chance for Keeley to make himself a hero. By the way, thank you. 5 of you subscribed to this channel. 5 more, we get to 1,800 after 3 months, which I can't complain at that as a hit rate. 5 more, and we get to 1,800. If you haven't subscribed, here is the link again. Please do that. I love this. Look at this that we're getting, Grimsby Town fans. Big up to you. I watched your boys play. They played Bromley a few months ago, and I was there. Grimsby won. Big up to you.
Say, Savva, you know, I was in Cyprus last month, and I went into a little wood shop there. They do these amazing wooden things, and in there for sale was a wooden hand carved Grimsby Town like badge, and I'm like, what is that?
Mate, look at this. Is this right? Look, I've got Grimsby Town fan here, Rafe Rovers fan, Derby County fan, Walsall. Bryce, for some reason, has just said, "Come on, the Dorking Wanderers." Welcome to everyone. This is what football should be about. This is what football should be about. Fans from everywhere. This is what this second channel is about. This second channel is all football. All football. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't. We're 4 away from 1,800 in 3 months, which I'm really proud of that. And if you haven't subscribed to my main channel, shamelessly, please do that as well, as we're getting towards 18,000. We're just under 300 away from 18,000. So there's that link. Wow. Leeds fans checking in. Big up to you. Welcome to the Premier League. Tranmere Rovers. Where have you lot all come from? Where you all come from? Welcome. Hello. How are we doing? Big up to you. 2 away. We're only 2 away.
Remember in the 90s, Tranmere just knocking on the door every year of trying to get in the Premier League, and those are the days for Tranmere.
Yeah.
Lubo, we just had a flurry of football league fans have just come in. It's lovely. Look, County, Blackpool. We've got Grimsby in here. We've got Tranmere Rovers, Leeds. Big up to each and every one of you.
Yeah, subscribe, guys.
Yes, please do. That would be amazing if you would subscribe. That would be much appreciated. We are 2 away from the 1,800. But in more important news, we are about to start a penalty shootout. This is a big moment for Josh Keeley in his career. This is a real good moment for him if he wins this. I've not seen. Is he any good with penalty saves? Has anyone seen?
Well, he's a good keeper, so that bodes well for the O's. Come on, Orient.
Al Nassr, welcome. Burnley, Doncaster. Where have you lot all come from? Big up to every one of you. Come on, before the penalties start, 2 more people on this link. 2 more to subscribe to get to the 1,800. 2 more of you. Come on, people. 2 more.
Here we go.
Right. Here we go. Penalty number 1 is going to be Leyton Orient. It's going to be number 2. Is that Jones? Am I making that up?
Right. Tom James.
Tom James to step up for Leyton Orient.
Come on, boy.
This is what the season boils down to.
48 games they've had.
Oh.
They were 21st in December when Wellens moved Donley into the number 10 slot.
Wow. Well, here we go. Look at the size of that keeper. He is a unit.
He is, isn't he?
Absolute unit.
Keep your cool.
Here we go. James steps up. Not got a big run up here.
Stockport won the toss, didn't they?
It's not a big run up. This is going to be 2 steps. Here we go.
Left.
James steps up.
Yes, bottom left.
Oh, and Lubo has ruined my my commentating on the game. Thanks, Lubo. Big up, Jill. Cholton, just down the road from me. Come on, Cholton, the Addicts tomorrow night. Come on.
Where are the Cholton fans? They've got to subscribe.
Cholton.
Come on.
Where is everyone coming from? I've suddenly got a flurry of people. I've got no idea where they've come from. But big up to absolutely everyone. Thank you very much.
Right.
So here goes Norwood
against Keeley.
Lubo, you might as well do it. Go on, Lubo, you do it.
Go on, Josh. Oh, straight down the middle.
I'll let Lubo take the penalties from here, people. He's about a second in front of me.
1-1.
1-1. It's 1-0. William Green is going to name his kid Norwood.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Why not? Big up to you. We've hit 1,800. Really appreciate you all.
Here we go. Sean Clare. Come on, son. Put that away.
Sean Clare.
Stepping back.
Lubo, take it away.
Go on. Dead straight run up. No, swing to the left. Come on round. In you go. Yay! Waits for the keeper. The dive to the right. Puts it again just off middle. 2-1 Orient.
It's a new thing, isn't it, in the last 3 or 4 years that everyone takes these staggered penalty run-ups. And when they work, it looks great. When they don't, you look like an absolute donkey.
Remember, back in the day, like John Aldridge was known for it because he was the only one who did it.
Yes, he was, wasn't he? Quite right.
John Aldridge was a good striker, by the way. Good striker, John Aldridge. Liverpool and Tranmere, right?
Yeah. Oxford.
Come on, Keeley. Come on, son. He's smiling, the Stockport boy.
Listen, you
Another
enjoy
one,
it tomorrow night. Hang on.
Number 7.
Here we go.
He saved it.
Yes, 2-1 to the Orient.
Yeah, Josh.
I tell you what, I'm not going to take anything away from him, but what a dreadful penalty.
Hey.
Oh, it's 2-1. It's 2-1 to Leyton Orient. Again, the staggered run up there, that's when it doesn't work. He telegraphed where he was going to go. I don't know about you boys. I like someone that runs up, powerful bottom corner where the keeper can't reach. I just like
that's
that.
That's Harry Kane, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone's been booked.
No, is he booking Keeley?
I think Keeley's been booked.
He's a homer. I told you this ref's a homer. Sorry, Chris.
I need 30 seconds to see it, but I'll come back to you.
Who's this? As you like.
Here we go.
Like. Yay!
Orient are two penalties away from the playoff final. 2 penalties away.
Oh
2 penalties away. Big up to every single one of you.
Come on, Keeley. Save this. And then Orient just need the next. Come on.
I can't believe how many people we've got watching a League One playoff semi-final, if I'm honest. Big up to every single one of you. This is what football should be about.
Yeah. Penalty shootouts at 22:11 on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. When I said to the missus, I'll be done by 10.
Here he goes, left footer this time. Oh, he's in the post.
Oh, he's out.
Inside the post, and it's bounced out. Oh,
Leyton Orient need
this to win.
one out of 2 penalties to go through. And I'll tell you what, you know where your mind goes straight back to, Lubo? That Stockport player hitting the post with 1 minute to go. Oh.
What about the chance? Hang on. What about the chance in added time when the guy broke in, edge of the box and blazed it over?
Yeah.
I've got no idea what that yellow card was for. I haven't got a clue.
No, I couldn't see. Someone said they're going to call their kid Orient. Big up, Matty K. Big up, Matty K. See you at the playoff final.
Sav, your next dog should be called Orient. Or Archie, of course.
Or Leyton. Hang on, here we go.
Yay!
Leyton Orient are in the playoff final. Leyton Orient have battered Stockport in the penalty shootout 4-1. Richie Wellens is going mad.
Come on.
Josh Keeley, well done, mate. Well done, Jamie Donnelly.
Yes.
And Leyton Orient will play either Charlton Athletic, go on, Alex, or Wickham Wanderers in the final at Wembley.
Sav, that's you against Emerson, isn't it? Emerson Royal?
What do you mean?
That's his local team.
What, Wickham?
Nick, yeah, I think so.
Oh, Emerson, sorry, I just got what you meant. I was like, what are we talking about? Wow.
If Leyton Orient win the final, do we add Keeley and Donley to the list of players who have won something while having left Spurs?
Yes, we do. Fernando, listen, I do, but I can't. If Charlton and Orient play in the final, it's kind of like a win-win for me because Charlton are my local team and I used to work for the football club. Orient are obviously Keeley and Donley, so it's kind of like a win-win. But guys, what a good evening! What a good evening of football! A good evening of football chat as well. You know, big up to each and every person who's joined us for that at the end there. That was crazy. Guys, I have done a lot of, I haven't done many lives today. I've recorded 9 videos today, which will be put out sporadically over the next 3 days. So I'm
only
a bit
9.
like,
Only 9.
Only 9.
You're slacking. You're slacking.
I've done a video with Deji. I've done a video with Ashmatic, a video with Ricky Sachs, a video with Danny Kay, a few other people.
All these names.
Oh, mate. Guys, I'm going to leave it there, but well done, Leyton Orient.
Savva, I was just going to say, I've not seen Lubo that happy since Archie Gray last completed a 5-yard pass accurately.
Yeah. Elijah said, let's hope their manager is sacked. No idea. But yeah, let's hope everyone's sacked. Well done, Keeley. Well done, Donley. Well done, Leyton Orient and Richie Wellens. And
Brilliant.
listen, one game away from the championship.
That's it.
Were they in the championship when they had rest in peace Justin Edinburgh?
No, Justin Edinburgh was in the conference with
He took them out of the conference, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
This would be, if they go up, this will be their 3rd promotion in 4 years.
Wow. That's not too shabby, is it?
Since the Dunkin' Donuts guy took over, and he's now sold out just recently, because Orient needed money for investment to move up. If they don't go up, they still need the extra money to bring in players. And the other thing also is you got 4 or 5 players here. They're all on loan. Yeah. So you know, half the team's going to be ripped out at the end of the season.
I'll tell you what, guys. Next season, it's a bit too late now. Next season on this channel, I'm going to do some League One and Championship games and stuff. I'm telling you, I really enjoy the games. Obviously, I'm not going to do them over the Premier League games, but if they're not on at the same time, I'm going to do them because. First of all, no VAR absolutely makes me love a game of football. I know me and Chris will disagree on VAR loads, but I just love it. But look, guys, tonight, well done to Leyton Orient. Well done to Bologna for beating AC Milan to win the Italian Cup. Iggy will be very upset because this morning he said, I could do a double. I could win a cup with Spurs and Milan in the next week. And I said, yeah, but Spursy exists. And there's the first half tonight. Take care, everyone. Much love. Thank you to all of you guys. Please please subscribe to both channels. Really appreciate you. Had a really good night. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks to Chris. Thanks to Lubo. Thanks to Lubo's son who had 3 sausages and not 5. Everybody, take care. And as always, do you know what? I won't end it with that. As always.
Come on, you O's.
Go on, the O's. Come on, Chris. Let's have an O's. Come on. Go on, the O's.